Hey, Red Devil. Hey, Dogwood. Hey, Kylan. I am good. I'm good. It's quite early, but my sleeping pattern's quite good right now. My sleeping pattern's quite good. Like, I've already been out to the shops and cooked some lunch and... Whoa, that's pretty big. I know I usually don't react to shit like this, but this is kind of, like... The QE Cinderella on the Shimmer Awards tried to cease and desist Polymarket. Because, like, obviously loads of people knew the result, and Polymarket still put up the bet. It's so bad. The Polymarket shit is terrible. Okay, right. I think we just get straight into it, to be honest. Some corrode. Non-shims corrode. Let's have a look. It's kind of funny, like, non-shims just basically picked maps they thought PRX weren't very good at, rather than the other way around, I think. Okie dokie.
Explosive teams you have on the planet right now. This is the highest entropy you will find in VCT. It should be explosive. And Pacific have been masters of the VCT since Shanghai. Now it's down to the princes and their brothers who are looking to claim their titles.
PRX just stack A. They're gonna build order lost. Jason... They're playing with a gimmick. It's a very big gimmick, but he's going to hide behind the box of the web pool. I don't think it's going to work. The timing here.
It's just forsaken, tucked in behind this Viper wall, but he gets flushed out. Francis reads it, finds a headshot.
He should be quite happy with himself though.
First bloodbound.
It's already good prep being shown here by Nongshim. That's a spot that PaperX likes to tuck into.
That's a... So, obviously... I'm not being funny, but... If that was ever done this tournament before, and Jason's pulled that out on a pistol round... It's not the best of ideas. Paper Thin implying that that has been something they've done before.
In one tap, Francis now on the floor, back into a 4v4. Goes pretty much across the board.
Jason's just always trying to aura farm, man.
Behind this. See if they can find their target, so it's Ivy.
It's already good prep being shown here by Nongshim. That's a spot that PaperX likes to tuck
It's a
into.
bit strange that he's actually really confident to go for this lurk. Like, I wouldn't feel this confident on a pistol round. I'd expect people to be in my face a little bit. It's a good plant for him, though, I guess.
Goes pretty much across the board here. PaperX a little more oomph behind this. See if they can find the target, so it's Ivy. Looking for a timing. Gets caught off guard. Not ready for something. Just jump, plant his feet, and find the headshot.
The smoke is way too early. It doesn't do anything.
Suddenly, Nongshim reeling a bit here in the pistol. The barrel for the slide across.
But right now, if we had good smoke, it'd be also pretty good. They probably win this round, though. They must have hit some fucking shots. You don't think it has been shown before?
Phenomenal work here by Envy. His first time.
Why am I not on plat chat today? I just presume it's the regulars, right? Like, I'm not ingrained into plat chat like other people. But
no problem. Little bit of a jump, a land.
and then it would make sense to have... Oops, shit, one sec, I'm sorry. Okay, I had a parcel, but I don't think I have to sign for it. If I do, then I'll have to be right back.
Looking to join Stacks and Buzz as trophy lifters from the original Vision Strikers squad. The Paper Rex are the ones to strike first blood.
6 players on this stage
Hey,
that have never seen a grand
hi,
final.
Nat. I mean, the thing with Plat Chat nowadays is that during the season, it's always going to be broken down now into the segments, right? Like, NA, EMEA, APAC, right? So, like, I think when there's, like, non-season, they're usually going to use their mainstay cast. But, like, I'll be invited to some of them. The reason why I do Plat Chat so much and I enjoy it so much is because I don't actually have to do that much work. When I do the EMEA segment, most of the time I've just come off a meeting where like I've talked about all the stuff I just talked about in Plat Chat for 3 hours anyway. So like it's just like a really good way to like I enjoy it, but like it is also a very good thing for my, you know, brand and, you know. It also gave me a lot of, I think it really did help me with desk recently. Like, I think I've been on Plat Chat so many times where like, it's given me far more experience almost than the desk has, because I haven't actually been on the desk that much. So like any experience to talk about Valorant in a way that's like, you know, with other people is pretty good. You don't have super chat enabled, coach. I don't know what super chat is.
Paranoia to connect on the no on an RB to shut him down. Then recovered Judge doing
PRX 2 pass on the finals.
Just like that.
Okay.
It is already neck and neck.
Okay, so I think my Euro take is this. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk about this again. This stream. This stream is about the VOD review. Okay. My Euro take is that my Euro take was too trigger happy. My tweet was something like Euro's dead. I think Euro is in like a Teo kind of spot, like last year. Teo was absolutely fucking busted off the planet. Gets nerfed. And nobody plays it, right? Nobody's playing it. And then suddenly it gets played by like NRG, G2, etc. It becomes like a niche pick for some teams. I think that Euro is now in this spot here, where it's like Euro was absolutely busted at the fucking planet. It gets nerfed and nobody plays it. 0 player. But then some teams are going to realize it's actually pretty strong still in certain situations. So I think that it will still get some play eventually. Sky, I think that if the thing with Sky is this is a broader discussion, is that pro teams generally overvalue flashes in my opinion. I think we've seen enough no flash play in competitions from like Fnatic 2023, Gen G 2024, that we now have enough evidence that you don't necessarily need flashes in every single comp. So I think if you just try to force Sky, that's fine, and it's now good with the buff. So like it's now like reasonable with the buff. I think there would be a lot of teams who would have forced Sky into comps without that buff because they think flashes are really important. I don't think flashes. I would rather have good agents and then have a drone and the smokes. You know what I mean? I'd rather have the best agents possible as long as we have drone and smokes, and maybe send to you too. Maybe depending on the map. Now with the buff, I think we're just gonna see it like de facto on like bind and split. And I think if you're playing it elsewhere, you're probably wrong, maybe. Thoughts on mix. I think that okay, to finish this off. Do you not value all info all that much on Sky Flashes? Why is it better than Fade? Why is it better than Fade? In a lot of these instances. Fade has always kind of been, since Sky got that nerf, Fade has been destroying Sky. Sky now has a 60-second 60-second thing. Phoenix could replace Yoru in some of the double Joris metas, in some of the maps. I don't think that. I think people are now gonna have to do actual, like, are gonna have to look closely at maps and figure out whether Phoenix is actually good on some of them. I don't think it's just the case of he can farm orbs, therefore it's good. I think they have to really think about the ways the flash are used. I think in general, if you have a really good Phoenix player, you might be able to force it, but Phoenix Crowd EMA to the Vision first? No, they didn't, because they didn't play Viper on that map. Not playing Viper on Crowd is like not playing Viper on fucking Split or something. Do you think Vice is a good character name in theory? I think that Vice in general is, if we're talking traditional Sentis right now, I think Vice is the best one. I think that Vice diffs KJ and Cypher, to be honest with you. And the fact that people keep complaining that Sentinels are really bad and yet can keep picking Killjoy and Cypher makes me laugh. Like, you can't complain Sentinels are bad and then pick bad Sentinels. Is the PRX Haven comp dead? Probably not. It's not as good, but it's not dead. The last question was, what was the other question? About mix? Mix. I think if you have a very, like, the only way I see it working is if you have Danby on your team, you have a very specific strategy around mix. But I think mix isn't very good. I think the way Anders put it was like, it's a e-dating agent for Neon kind of thing, you know? It's not it's like your perma sage is now a mix. The fact that his stun, all this shit can be shot, which is pretty bad. The things getting shot is pretty bad. I think in most cases I'd probably rather Astra still, like, and Harbor. Harbor exists, and people are like not talk about Harbor. Harbor, Astra. I'm purposely trying to write stuff really funny if I can. Okay, right. That's it for Comp Talk. If anyone asks any more questions, you answer them with what I just said, because I can't be bothered to go over it.
See some of the ideas here from PRX. Throw a judge into the mix, try to slow Domby down. But the Bandits, something that PRX has been working into their rotation, especially on their ecos, wouldn't be surprised to see a few of them in the one-tap headshot. Absolutely devastating on a map like Corona.
Yeah, that was some Dr. Handwriting type writing.
Really
yeah.
set you up for...
There's a funny Curb Your Enthusiasm episode around that idea, where like he ends up having to go to
success.
Who are the people that give out medicine? What's the fucking pharmacists?
Purchase in towards mid.
His pharmacist becomes a translator.
Trying to scale. Couple one bandit,
5. Oh, they boot up. Oh shit. They won that. Wait. I just thought this was anti-eco. Okay, so what the fuck just happened? Why is Ilya playing like this? Okay. The bandit is that a narrative at all? I feel like Bandit's still a bit underused, isn't it? It's hard to make it into a narrative.
But they return fire with these bandits in hand. It's looking damn clean.
Bandit is kind of underused, I think. I think it's shot on pistol.
It's killing X Ross. Ivy, however, this time a lot cleaner with the sheriff.
PRX won 2 pistols that were serious and lost both on ecos. I mean, that's typical PRX. I keep saying it, it's like, I made some comments saying that, like, I remember I got YouTube farms saying that, like, PRX just need to add that 10%. And a bunch of people in the comments were like, yeah, but PRX wants to play aggressive. And I'm like, yeah, but 10% is your anti-ecos, like, pretty much. Like, and maybe some other stuff, but, like, you don't want your team to play stupid anti-ecos. Like, I don't get it. Like, that 10% I'm applying not to, like, every single fucking round.
judge into the mix, try to slow Dambi down, especially on a map like Corrode in particular, can really set you up for success. Nongshim looking for a little more.
Their ults and anti-ecos are the things that they're bad at.
PRX also trying to scale. Just a couple, one bandit, 3 sheriffs.
It's an all-Pacific final. Let's see if we can really bring Pacific to the stage here in Santiago. Get a trade back on some of these thrifties. X-Ross, however, some different ideas. Able to find 2 before getting taken down. Dambi just going to be collecting that weapon. Francis looking for an angle with that outlaw. Slow walk down. Jing hearing the swap of the weapon. Swings the corner, and Ivy will have him dead. Something in the divide, trying to see if they can get a bit more damage in. Not pull off the clutch itself.
Gonna be tough with that outlaw there for.
Sat here, takes his head clean off. Hut with the buy on the swing. Takes his head clean off. And suddenly, you have to start wondering, is it possible? Can they do it? Divide, he says yes. Finds the one. Drop down. Has the read! And he has the shot!
Jesus Christ.
Looking, able to find 2 before getting taken down. Just gonna be
This is like one of the only anti-ecos that Nongshim lost this event, right? I think Anders said that it was like they lost 2 anti-ecos out of like 23 or something.
We'll have him dead.
Gonna be tough with that outlaw there for Francis. He's gonna have a great angle.
3 out of 22.
First hurdle going to be Dambi.
What similar throws can you spot from second PRX versus NRG match in this? Huh? I'm looking more at Nongshim not being able to close out simple rounds.
Here, center site, bottom of hut.
I don't think Dambi should be peaking like this, to be honest. He should be like far more. He should be far less committed.
With the buy on the swing.
The problem is that can you take that kind of thought pattern out of a player like Dambi? I don't know.
With all of his timings, headshot. No problem at all here. Anticipating the peak from Francis.
It was going to be an exciting match.
Oh yeah.
And this is already delivering well beyond what we might have anticipated. Didn't really know what to expect given that they've never played against each other, but something now, that judge again in hand, able to find the shutdown on the Dambi. Nongshim gonna be left scratching their heads.
Yeah, Forsaken got a dink in there onto Francis as well, so he's actually gonna try to hold the line a little bit, see if he can challenge Forsaken. Don't peek though, top of the toxic screen, but showing that Yoru is gonna keep a couple extra players.
Just went for a full B main and it just got kind of shot down.
The rotation of Divide potentially.
PRX should be winning this round, right? Like.
To rely on to help something, to give him a little bit of an early warning system.
Oh, and it's just getting worse. Back down 22. Trying to continue to keep that interest on this side of the map. Cycle forward. Give PRX that second leg. Something's gonna happen. He's got that judge in hand.
Yeah.
It was a bit desperate from Francis.
Needs to play it safe. He's got again that vice util as well.
Ilya playing shotgun this much is hilarious.
As soon as the wall is gonna be pop here. Vi's already in place to help. Thorns.
Like they could buy him as well. He's just like fuck it.
Seems like this little back and forth will be coming to
Is that their answer to Dambi? It's just use a shotgun?
Greets them at the door. RB to fall.
It's kind of interesting.
It's gonna be flawless for PRX to move up 3-1.
Thoughts on the Oscar results?
Already here, PRX showing a lot of.
I thought that Sentimental Value was a better film than people seem to be making out, but I don't know. I haven't watched Sinners.
Every time with the judge.
I can't comment on Sinners.
It was in a link, and here just
what else won? Shit, I can't remember.
And that's gonna force the timeout early from Nongshim. Try to get this situated. Try to get some.
I don't know, man. Like,
talk about, you know, how and when they can
none of the films were mind blowing this year for Oscar stuff, right? Like,
where you're not gonna fall for those early traps here in this Coinbase win condition.
there wasn't like a There Will Be Blood. You know, I haven't watched Frankenstein.
Couldn't do it. They thrive in games so differently. Talked about in the past. PRX is like, okay, well, you're the students, we're still the masters. You have to prove that you've earned this title.
One battle after another one. I enjoyed that film. I watched a video about it not so long ago about how like everyone seems to misinterpret that film completely, and it seemed like a reasonable take. Like you put anything that looks like the American left and the American right into a film, and people just misinterpret it completely. You know, it was a fun film. I think Paul Thomas Anderson winning, was it that was Paul Thomas Anderson winning an Oscar off that film is like disgusting though, to be honest with you. He's made about 5 or 6 movies better than that film, I think.
The timeout, a hero rifle in the hands of Ivy. Some more bandits to sheriff and a judge for down.
It's a bit like when I don't know. I feel like sometimes when it comes to critical acclaim, you're always late to receive the thing that you should when you do, if that makes sense. Like Kendrick won everything for To Pimp a Butterfly because he made Good Kid, Mad City, and because he didn't make a good album before that was like hugely popular. He had to win it for To Pimp a Butterfly instead of Good Kid, Mad City, you know. Or like the same with like, what is it, like Scorsese didn't win for like, didn't Scorsese win for like The Departed or something, and not literally like,
Once again,
you know,
storming his way forward in the mid, the paranoid of freedom.
every film back then, like Taxi Driver, Raging Bull and stuff. Like,
How he keeps working these miracles, I do not know. That is Jing dead. He'll continue to utilize that weapon, trying to lock off that yard position, make it unassailable. Something at the same time.
yeah, I find it weird. Like the critical acclaim to that stuff is usually, it's not necessarily art itself. It's just like the persona is finally given the reward, the award.
The poison orb set up. Being out just spraying and praying. Seal Garden just to take away what they do have in hand. Ivy tucks back away from that one arm.
He made great movies for a decade, makes a film that was alright, pretty good, wins the Oscar for it.
His way forward in the mid, the paranoid to greet him. Holds him back for a brief little moment as he's trying to get the slide going.
They just win another anti-eco?
How he keeps working these miracles, I do not know.
Another eco, sorry?
Jing dead.
They just keep dying on short in their eco.
Something at the same time, trying to hold the line here on this A site, but has to refract back over to safety.
One of the problems technically is that they're never going this way, and they're always going full CT. But then this guy does have a shotgun, so it's kind of like, if you're giving someone a shotgun and short, well, actually, they gave him it once, he's now bought it. No Other Choice is great. I went to watch No Other Choice. Sorry, with okay, I don't care that you guys are gonna get annoyed that I'm sidetracking. I went to watch No Other Choice with my friends because we watched Old Boy not so long ago in preparation. And to be honest, I thought it was like, the trailer made it look so good. And usually I don't watch trailers, but like I was in the cinema and had to watch the trailer. The trailer made No Other Choice look so good. I was kind of disappointed. Like, cause like the trailer made it out to be like a high-paced action, Old Boy style film with intrigue. Instead, it was like a slow burning, relatively mildly funny film. It wasn't. I don't know. I don't think it was as good as what like. I don't know. Maybe it was because I was with people who don't like slow films, and it was like the entire time I was thinking, oh my god, I've brought these guys to the cinema, and they're fucking definitely hating this right now. But yeah. Yeah, so one problem, the Viper Aura post plant is like a big issue. So because Nongshim used the wall here, I think PRX could just be playing, they're not using anything on A to scale with. It's like PRX should be able to deal with anything that Nongshim throw at them by just playing the normal spots, to be honest. So that's something they need to consider, I think.
On multiple players, and the timeout call is absolutely gorgeous. It's a flawless in reply for Nongshim.
And they get some big
June 2 didn't win any Oscars.
In that round. And again,
that film was
begins his movement where he's beginning to
you don't like Old Boy? I mean, Old Boy's alright. It's pretty good.
Somebody's gonna have to teach me.
I think not liking it is a bit strange.
The way he's able to get those bullet spreads
like
to land is
unless you that she got squeamish problems or something.
It's just little things that they need to do. Once you get that space, that's where Nongshim is so dangerous. That's what makes them so formidable.
June 2 not winning Oscars is crazy. June 2 is the best cinema experience I've ever had. I went to like the biggest theater, the biggest cinema in Europe, which is in Leicester Square. Sat in the IMAX screen and absolutely cinemaed my way all the way through it.
The dimensional drift. gonna maybe give away his position. Actually,
I ate
checking main.
minstrels
They
and
know that
drank
Paper X
Coke
is aggressive
Zero
there.
and
Get the spot.
enjoyed my time
Legs in,
thoroughly.
and something is so damn ready for it. Immediately shuts him down with that shorty. Looking for the peek, but Jing already claiming the kill on X-Ross. Looking for the flick. Ivy able to find something, but Jing is there for the trade back. Suddenly a two-player advantage. Zarbi halted in his tracks, needing trying to find some value, but Forsaken just swings out, takes the fight, and takes his life.
Marty Supreme is pretty good. I don't know, like, if it, I don't know. Is it an Oscar-winning film though? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think here just with Paper Rex
June 2 won Best Cinematography and Sound. I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, I was surprised that someone said they didn't win awards. I don't think anyone deserved any awards for the acting necessarily. But the actual, you know, costume and set and music and shit. Can you goon? You can goon if you want to. Probably not the best choice. I did watch Burgonia, yeah. I liked Burgonia, but the problem with Burgonia is that because I'm such a genius, I knew what was happening about a third of the way through the film. As soon as the talk about the, you know, the weird stuff, I don't want to give away the film. As soon as the talk about stuff happened, I was like, oh, okay, I get where it's going, you know? I basically anti-shot the movie, yeah. Whilst I was in the game, I had a complete read on the movie. And so it kind of like didn't give me the satisfying resolve that maybe it should have. Oh, now they go back to wall A. Okay. As soon as I said that Paper X could just chill on A, they actually used the wall there.
Just another aggressive mid push, and Paper X has been happy to absorb this space. They don't want to fight for it too often here. Jing
looking for that catch.
Ilya has an AWP behind the wall. So they go for the A main aggression with the AWP, and it would have been really good because they didn't have the wall there. And then as soon as they have the operator, they put the. I wonder if Nongshim do change their wall based on whether the other team has an operator or not.
Quite peeking out far enough for Francis to be able to collect it. Shot ringing out. Damage is going to be back.
Paper X look lost.
Looks like this is going to be a
and absolutely way too passive.
Shove through the connector into B.
Yeah, Ilya goes for push.
Timing to get in behind. We'll send the paranoia, so they're going to be aware of the Omen's position. Slide forward, Tommy looking for that kill, unable to spot it, but does note the two players.
I mean, they got elbow control. Ilya's pushed, but it's still weird.
On that elbow, the swing out, and Dammy collecting both.
I don't really know what Paper X doing wrong here. So Viper's in CT to deal with Arabi's ult. They do go for A main aggression early, so there is some aggression there. But I don't know why. Shouldn't this guy just be down here? And then could TP up here if he needs to cross?
Paper X has been happy to absorb the space. They don't want to fight for it too often here. Jing
looking for that catch.
I don't know what Forsaken's doing. Forsaken's now coming to here to throw a line up. He's orb lining up here. And so he's just out of position the entire time. Right now, he should be here. Ready to deal with this B. But by the time that they go, because he wanted to throw some lineup after... He should have started here, throwing lineup, but then he was dealing with the... I don't know. I think he overthrew this round. Just throw the orb. Sometimes Paper X have this thing because they don't really care about consistency in a way, but then sometimes they over care about consistency of like Viper util. They're like, you'll see Viper sometimes just like running around his spawn at like random points. And, like here, like they're out of position completely to deal with the B. Like this should be cleaned up. Like it should be a 2 people here, this guy paranoying, and 2 people just railing them. But instead, they are the ones getting railed. Stop to foot, apparently. It's kind of unfortunate for Ulf, I'm not gonna lie. From what I can tell, it seems like Izzy is gonna be there, which is... It's hardly a downgrade. Like, Izzy's fucking phenomenal too. But it's kind of annoying that the team that came up together didn't get to like play properly together.
This should be unassailable for Paper Rex.
Slow creep forward. X-Ross.
Do you think any of the
And
EMEA
the
teams will
Nightfall
showcase a change of
available
total
immediately
playstyle
invested in
after not being able to perform
feels
this
like they
event?
have a solid chance to be able to take this one. As there's a spot out in Ivy. Caught. The pin now gone.
I think
RB dead and Dumby.
no,
Breaking
none
into
of the
the game.
EMEA.
Has
So,
3
so
players.
the narrative for me going into stage 1, and I'm going to be a brutal on the desk about it, is that we sent a bunch of kids. We sent a bunch of kids to an event. What do we expect? We didn't send our experienced trophy-winning teams. We sent a bunch of kids. So I think in all reality, the best option for our future would be one of these teams is our 3rd seed, and then we have one of our more experienced teams stepping up to the table. The problem is our experienced teams are not playing real meta stuff at the moment. So I expect the showcase of total playstyle shift will be happening with these teams, and maybe to some extent Vitality, even though they're playing double duelist, and not these teams. These teams were rewarded for their playstyle. These teams were punished for their playstyle.
Try to clear, but Envy cuts him down.
Hey, honey.
Plenty of time remaining on the defuse, and PRX up 5-2.
They just catch Nongshim overstepping.
If someone said about mix, if the util couldn't be shot, would it make it good? It would make it a lot better.
Because it
I think it'd make it
cuts
a lot
away
better.
so much of that information you're going to have trying to hold those angles on
But
site.
realistically,
That one right there
would
on
that be much
X-Ross
better than
went
Astra,
for the
who
peak,
can
paid the
also
price.
put down util that can't be shot?
And then everybody kind of scrambles. The protocols there feel like they fell apart a little bit for Nongshim in that post plant. And you can't.
But I mean, we can't be cope too hard, because it's not like this team has lots of global experience. Like, we can't cope too hard.
Give PRX those opportunities.
We are also
Now you're on a
maybe
weak buy.
just
You have
not
one
as good.
hero rifle in the hands of Ivy. Something again, holding this line. Oh my God!
It's a shutdown onto the critical player. It's Domby dead again. Ivy.
I'm really curious about Ivy. Ivy seems like a very good lurk player.
Eliminated. Something he's still here, still standing. Does get caught by the flash. Manages to back away. They can't chase in deep enough, fast enough because of the hinder.
Why is he still going for pressure? As soon as he gets this kill, he should be out of there. He should be out of there right now. There's a lot of unrefinedness to Nongshim's play, despite the fact that they won this tournament. There still is a lot to work on.
Does get caught by the flash. Manages to back away. They can't chase in deep enough, fast enough because of the hinder.
Like, if Alpha was doing this, I'd be so upset.
Plenty of space for that saturate. He needs to come up with a kill, but he cannot. Forsaken just has him outdone once again, and X-Ross cannot get the sheriff drawn fast enough. 2 players in the post plant, a Stinger and a Bucky. Francis is looking for some damage.
So far, so good, right?
Grabs the Phantom, TP's back across the opposite side. And as he swings...
6-2.
Our PRX has done an excellent job of it. They're not giving those opportunities for kind of the positional mistakes that Tommy can.
So Viper auto strat for PRX now. All this side, because the Viper needs to be this side, and we'll probably see like an ult come through on the site somewhere.
Capitalize on. They're hitting good shots.
And then so whilst they're doing these shenanigans, they're also going for some weird. Just setting up weirdly on the line. It looks like no, there's no flash here.
Stellar with
So I think it's just an ult blind.
here in the playoffs.
Yeah, Prowler's ult blind.
Trying to bait with that
Nice round.
allowing it to come into him, but that's going to be something. Just scooping up the quick kill. Francis now dead. And at every twist and turn, Nongshim just struggling to find any kind of early advantage.
It's been different looks every round. I mean, PRX has been showing them a very deep playbook. And now with that wall popped, they're going to have a couple players here in place. Thorns to open this up.
Looking for that timing. Divide swinging forward, will be overwhelmed.
Playbook. It's been
Shima just
pushing.
Trying to bait with that Prowler, allowing it to come into him, but that's going to be something. Just scooping up the quick kill.
I think that these like the aggressive walls that PRX plays, I think that when there's probably not, He's not cued Divide into like enough about them. I think if it feels like there's multiple people here, you don't put the wall aggressive. I feel like it feels like there's multiple people here. We haven't really heard much on the map, but maybe they don't think there's multiple people here.
Later, here in the playoffs, they're gonna go push it.
Maybe it does just feel like Yoru.
Trying to bait with that prowler.
Because there is a reveal middle, there is a smoke middle, so they think that they're middle, probably. Yeah. They're trying to be cheeky with the aggressive util, but often I see them use it and then immediately get broken.
Scooping up the quick kill, Francis now dead. And at every twist and turn, Nongshim are just struggling to find any kind of early advantage.
It's been different looks every round. I mean, Paper X has been showing them a very deep playbook. And now with that wall pop...
The problem with talking about agents like Mix is just to... Like, the game is balanced over two different states. Like, ranked and then, like, organized play, right? Like, so, like... I don't think you guys realize how bad Omen is in ranked, or how bad Astra is in ranked, or Harbor is in ranked. So Mix now represents an agent that's actually probably going to be playable in ranked. Like if you see someone lock in Mix, you're probably not insta losing the game. Whereas if they lock in Omen or Astra, quite a lot of the time it's an insta lose. Like it's like a 5-6% difference, you know what I mean, between winning and losing, which is huge.
Have a couple players here in place. Thorns to open this up.
I don't know if Mix. I think because Mix is a lot of util, it has like there's like 4 different pieces. With the 5th and 6th, obviously, it might become like people might be overthinking that stuff, and that might make the win rate go down. Basically, the best agents are ones where people don't overthink the util; they just go. But yeah.
Player advantage here in the hands of Nongshim. Looking like a full, actually 3-player wrap, at least the 2. Go towards A main, RB. About to find out though that Forsaken has scaled a lot further forward than he might have anticipated. So driving Divide.
Have a couple players here in place. Thorns open this up.
But if that timing, Divide swinging forward will be overwhelmed.
This looks so
Shot
awkward,
connecting,
man.
but not getting the elimination. Now the overdrive in play, and Dombey's able to find Envy. Player advantage here. Fourth. He could just walk forward, but does still have that spike and belt, but the TP up on top of Hot. Dombey is there in position, finds the punish. Looking for the slide down, a bite layered in.
PRX should have won this round. I think this map was PRX's to win, given how this is panned out so far.
Back into a 6-6 half, but we need to get that momentum built up. Consecutive rounds have eluded them thus far.
Another very different look here for Paper X. Eating the op in towards mid. Not seeing anything, so.
That's the Ivy. Looking for the flick down, and Ivy lucky to be alive. He's anticipating this repeat, and he wins it out. Looking for the flick down, and Ivy lucky to be alive. He's anticipating
I do like how Ivy does not give up space easily. Like, he'll always take that opening duel. I just think once he's won that opening duel or taken that opening duel, he needs to just reposition. He's a bit of a Terminator lurker.
Was looking excellent for a brief little moment. Once again, Ivy here in that 1v1, but no real clue where the hell Jing could be. He's got 56 seconds to play around with, though. So it looks like he's going to make his exit.
Real negative. He's got another have to hoof it on foot. We're gonna
still smoke now in. Jing able to hold this one up to half. He's gonna try to just stick it. Ivy!
Oh, so nice
doesn't
pushing.
manage to find the kill.
How did Nongshim let this get away from them?
Back over on repeat. About to see Ivy. Looking for the flick down, and Ivy lucky to be alive. He's anticipating this repeat. He gets it out. A critical.
Because Danby's diving in deep in a 5v4. That's another thing that Nongshim don't change their entry pathing based on the status of the round often, I guess. It's not something that most teams do, I guess. I think your entry pathing should be the least risk. It should be risk averse. The higher you up in numbers, and the more you're down in numbers, the more risk averse, the more risky you should be, right? So the most risky dive for him to do would be backside, because he's solo, can't be traded. He goes for that in a 5v4. I do think that is another, like, Nongshim do have it does feel like Masters 1, you know? It feels like the kickoff tournament. There's a lot of mistakes being made. that like there's a lot of these subtleties that like
Chase does get cleared. And RB dead as he tries to TP
probably
over,
get
take the straight
punished a
glance
bit later
towards
on in
our
the
flag,
year. I
looking
don't know.
decent, but NB. Ooh, was looking excellent for a brief little moment. Once again, Ivy here in that 1v1, but no real clue where the hell Jing could be. He's got 56 seconds to play around with, though. So it looks like he's going to make his exit. Anticipate.
Reed here. Another chance to hook out.
Smoke
The
down
problem
mid.
is, Saray, is that
Jing
this
will
map
build this one up to
is
half. He's gonna try to
generally
sink it.
people do
90!
struggle more in
Doesn't
attack anyway.
manage to
There to be long shit.
the next ball. Able to
It
find five
seems.
running on their right.
Your default position where he knows where you're going to be, so he can relay.
Ivy
ball,
mistakes
run
not using his
past you,
molly.
whatever it may be. Or he's looking for
Maybe he's
mistakes,
not
where
that
you're gonna
smart.
throw a piece of utility and reveal your position, doing the equation there.
He seems
Force the
very
impetus onto
running
Francis,
people
onto
down
Ivy,
mode,
onto
you know.
Exros, onto RB to step up and beat them in 1v1s, and I guarantee Paper X likes those odds.
Something. Once again, that judge in hand looking for the early shutdown. Second will be eating some damage, but do they read his position? No, they don't quite do. Two kills.
Paper X kind of owned them, man.
Magic.
Clear.
Paper.
He's gonna challenge this B hit. But clear
They
the
got way.
problem.
Okay. This is prime time. Like, let's see if Paper X could figure out. I mean, to be fair, they got Vibro, so it's a bit more difficult. I don't want to see them dying before using these ults. Like, I want to see these ults being used, you know?
As have I. Leaning in the direction.
So Fade ult comes in.
Connecting on a Forsaken.
Envy's dead.
Dambi sliding forward. Able to find Envy.
That's, yeah, it's a 4v3. We can't use our ults.
Second elimination. Divine.
We can't play full retake because we don't want Viper ult to go down. But at the same time, like they just it just feels like they're never thinking about their ults.
They're on the stand. Something
But that, the fadeaway slot forced to make shaft.
covered, but for now, send it over to her.
Chile's been awesome. I mean, the atmosphere, the crowd here, they go absolutely wild. You guys have been really loud out there, so keep it up. And yeah, the games have been fantastic.
Definitely, it has been amazing. Y bueno, obviamente preguntarle now I want to know, I see you're wearing the nonch.
So, my heart's divided. I'm rooting for both teams. I do think Paper X is actually the favorites to win. I wanted the Nongshim team. I mean, I think their story is just so beautiful.
I think they're the favorites to win.
Bottom to the top, now here to the grand. You can see the
I would say that too after say the 9-3.
Good to hear the quad squad.
They've done that. This is,
Oh, 8-4, sorry.
you could bet they're chomping at the bit to get another one to prove that they're certainly.
I don't think Paper X are favorites to win this fight, no. I think it was close, but I think the Nongshim had too much of an advantage for the view.
Work their way up A, but this mid push, man push, completely unaccounted for. Envy maybe finding out the hard way. Drifting up.
About to have that contact. He's good for the first. Looking for that second.
Oh,
Now he just continues to slide across, dragging the attention, dragging that cross here.
that's bad by Forsaken.
X-Ross under some fire. The swing coming in Dubai. On the approach around the back. X-Ross gets a read of it though. Turns back.
He gets
Chasing
fucking 3
forward,
kills,
finds
man.
number third. That's
What
something
should have
to
maybe
the
been
1v4.
0 kills
Fade
actually
away.
became 3.
Now be down on the floor. Ghost recovered. Jing trying to make a go of this
Jing-
one, but Army takes him down to 14. The spike now
Jing
blinded.
thinks he's holding a sight, man.
He's still on the approach.
Old Maker's had
Around
it
the back,
51-49.
no idea where Army
Yeah, I
is.
probably would have had it 55-45 to Nongshim.
But in here, one bandit for Envy, shorty for Forsaken.
Oh, why the hell not?
Definitely not the player you'd expect in this composition to have the shorty. Think it might be something, but you know what? You never know with Paper X what
not
they've got
worth-
up their sleeve.
Not worth trying to figure out what's going on
I
in
don't
those
know.
brains.
I don't know why I'm bothering.
Downby just trying to keep note. Zangles around mid. Spot of the buy. Relay bolt's gonna be popped in there. Divine barely survives. Walking away.
Do you
Quite
think
literally one
Paper X
hit
needs to win Crow to win this
damage,
tournament?
but no.
They could win split. Right. I'm sure. They could win split. They could win Haven. They could win Bind, right? Couldn't they win all those maps? mean, Nongshim are good at those maps, but like, PRX could win those maps. So no.
He's taken down that single digit. While Forsaken leading the charge, pushing forward with that shorty in hand. Will be to his doom, but that second layer coming in, Jing able to clean one up. That's going to be a Spectre recoverable.
They're always a map danger to Abyss.
Its way forward, waiting for the smoke to bloom. The cover, Envy just waiting on those timing shots. Jump down.
They could steal a map though. Like PRX are never the team that like if their worst their ban map is never going to be as bad as other teams ban map sometimes.
In the hands of something,
Wait for the day to get rid of. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that too strong. I think that the 2-map advantage is too much in the grand finals. I've said it since day one. I think that the upper bracket team should ban a map, and then the lower bracket team has no ban. I think that's a far better system. Like this is a huge punishment. The problem is that there's a lot of stupid rules like that because some people will then bring up fighting games and say that like there's no bracket reset, gotta win 2 matches thing, and it's like that's the worst system of all time. I would never count scheduling as an advantage or disadvantage, so I don't really care. But if you think about it, like basically what happens most of the time is like take for instance like this, right? The Fnatic EG. So like we get to ban our worst map. We get to ban your best map. And so you're left with like everything we want to play. It's mental. Like if we were number it one, like if we number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? We've got rid of the 6 and 7 from the pool, and we get to play our top 5 against you, you know? Not like so like it's not obviously our fracture was fucking good, but like we don't want to play EG on fracture. But like in terms of like matchup, at the 6 and 7 in that matchup, but you just get rid of. It's too much of an advantage. It's like not only do we get to ban our worst map, we get to ban your best map. It's like, yeah, 6-7, 6-7. I think what should happen here is imagine this was Fnatic ban Pro, and then EG don't get to ban anything, and then EG open with pick Fracture, right? So we open the best of 5 with Fracture. And then this best of 5 becomes an actual best of 5. That's not just an instant 3-0 good game. Do you really not see 2 consecutive best of 5s as a disadvantage? No. Nope. I will never consider scheduling a disadvantage or advantage, because as soon as you go into that world, you're getting slippery. You get slippery. Some people say that skipping the group stage is an advantage. Some say it's a disadvantage. Some say that they'd rather play back-to-back days so they can feel warm. I've seen both takes consistently, and I don't think that there's actually like a consensus on it. And so I don't want Riot to feel like they can just use scheduling as a way to give advantage or disadvantage. Until there's a consensus on this, there's never an advantage or a disadvantage due to scheduling. And the unfortunate reality of it is that it's not done for competitive integrity anyway. It's literally a how can we make this tournament not lose all its money, because it's hard to run tournaments, you know.
Has to be a consideration and a concern. It's the double swing there at Heaven, but Dambi able to flush them both out. Now it's just X-Ross to find the finisher, and Nongshim finding their footing so far here in that second half. Bringing this back to a 2-round deficit. And if they can find a bonus conversion, then oh goodness me.
Then you start to be a little bit concerned. If you're in the PRX camp, Neon movement and ability, it's at least 8 armors, 1 with regen.
Back in my day, it used to be map advantage. Like when I used to play in finals, some of our finals were best of 3 with 1 map advantage. so I've won. I think I've won a grand final before winning 1 map. I think.
In terms of Forsaken,
Or it was like it was. I think it was usually best of 5 map advantage. So like we just have to win 2 maps. So we just win 2-0, and the series was over.
and it's going to be not the heaviest of purchases though for Nongshim, but they're going to stack heavy over towards B. Meanwhile, Paper X actually spreading the map, looking for that aggressive push.
I've seen
looking for
players
that
lose
attack
grand
lane that
finals with a
Domi's
map
gonna take. So,
advantage.
taking some angles where you'd have a favorable chance to at least do some
A whole
damage
map
to him before
advantage.
he can really get in your face.
So you maintain control usually
Bro,
seems
fighting
good.
games are the worst, man. Like it's kind of hype when it happens, but the upper bracket, you only have to win 1 series out of 2 series if you're in the upper bracket, and if you're from the lower bracket, you have to win both series.
You try to
Like
lean
that,
into
I
your
think
well
that's the worst
established early
system.
on, but
Even though like it's kind of hype in the
yeah,
fighting
this
game
time
community,
Nongshim
seems to
necessarily
actually
going
like
to
it
pay
for some
off.
reason.
He's still working his way over there.
I don't watch Evo, no.
Give them a
I know.
chance.
I've watched the Smash Bros.
Send out that
documentary.
prowler. It's confirmation now that the paranoia goes flying. He's able to back away. Forsaken on the scale forward.
Fnatic's loss in Chance 25 was a
On
map
A site is
disadvantage, no?
wide open.
That's no, what? No. They weren't 1 map
Not able to
down.
find Envy. He holds his own for 1. Backpedals, shifting over to the side, but still is into the fight. Turns the flash, looks for a little bit more.
Bracket reset is light because it's hype when it happens. Yeah, but
Now into the hands of Francis. Device position going to be noted here in mid, but something.
does it happen?
Soul to try to play him in. Keep him tucked away. Keep him a mystery. TP forward. He now strikes. The blind there on Francis. He finds a second. Looks for the third. X-Ross does manage to shut him down. Comes up with another.
It just makes the upper bracket final the most important game, and not the grand final, in my opinion. That's all those games have ever done, and it's becoming like that in Valorant to some extent. The upper bracket final is by far the.
Will be able to close out the
It happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can see again,
That just
even
means
on
that
this
those
side of the
games
map,
must be
how
more
prepared
RNG then,
Paper
right?
Rex is
Not
for
not in the
Domi.
sense that like it's random, but in the
Ability to
sense that
just try
like
and punish you.
the
Again,
the
Domi
players
waiting
must
for
be
that
like
piece of util that you throw out, then
I don't
he's gonna
know,
accelerate, come
pretty
at you,
close to each
and
other.
Envy plays
I don't
this
know.
really, really nice. There it is.
Back in Pacific.
We're back.
I think there's probably more mental
Welcome to
booms that
Sada
happen in
Coliseum.
one-on-one games.
But it's their ability to be prepared for Domdi right now that is really giving them that extra little boost. Still only 3 rounds though. Still Nongshim has so much fight in them. And they can still punish you if you give them any opportunity.
I think that's something probably
That B main
like
control you were just talking about.
if I was playing a
Someone
solo
very
player
fast
game,
for
I would
something.
absolutely hire a performance
Everybody
coach
else,
immediately.
and Envy not too far away. 2 more kills and he'll get it.
Like
Just gonna be that slow creep forward.
you probably
on the
should
RB,
have
but
some kind of coach
Ball's
anyway.
actually up in mid here this time.
But I would probably want a
Paper
performance
Rex, and they're gonna
coach, or at least like a
try to
coach
cut
that
off
like
that
can
mid
give me a bit
rotation,
of
use the extremities of the map themselves.
Swiss Army knife up. Do fighting game players have coaches? I feel like they're fucking up if they don't, right?
Just waiting, just trying to suss out if, you know, Nongchim's ever
Sometimes,
going to
okay.
try to turn on the Jets, but Nongchim also wants to play the patient game, so kind of both teams.
I remember
anticipated
the
that
FIFA player that
speed
played for
and
Fnatic
aggression
who was
would be
really
their
good,
opponents
had a coach for a little bit,
sort
but
of go
then
to.
didn't. It's more partners.
Push forward.
Okay, teammates. Okay, that makes sense.
Rotate mid
So I
here,
kind of
far
zoned
away,
out this
2 more
one.
kills and he'll get it, but just gonna be that slow
Wait, this is where it starts
forward.
happening, right?
Spot on the RB, but
Paper Rex looks completely in control of
Ball's
this game
actually
so
up in
far.
mid here this time for Paper Rex, and they're gonna try to cut off that mid rotation, use the extremities of the map themselves. They're just waiting. They're just trying
What's
to
happening
suss
here? Why are we about to exit with one person over here?
out if, you know, Nongchim's ever gonna try to turn on the Jets, but Nongchim also wants to play the patient game, so kind of both teams anticipating that speed and aggression would be their opponents' sort of go-to.
Francis. Push forward. It's Forsaken on that late lurk. Wanted to open that A side of the map, potentially go for the pivot, but now there is no further recourse. They have to push forward. They have to try to get the plant down here on this B site. Refract out with the flood in from Nongshim.
Thank you, Nexlation. Thank you for the sub, I appreciate it.
Dombey will find the shutdown. Nongshim not
Yeah,
letting
so it
them
looked
out
like
this
what was happening there was PaperX made a little bit of noise here to try and get Jason active, but they're just playing, they're disrespecting the wall, so that's a bit of a problem they probably need to resolve.
trying to get the plant down here. Retake. Nongshim
If this guy
final.
keeps playing in front of that wall, what I would be doing is just group execing A, I think. Now they just switched to mid wall. I mean, they're eco.
This is something. Refracts all the way out, but Jing is pushing forward quickly, dispatches Dambi. Bandit yet again doing wonders, but he cannot steady the spray to find RB.
Why did they leave the gun? Like, why are they, like, Jing's low HP, why are they leaving the gun? It's weird.
It's going to force Ivy back. Something, though, getting lit up on the way in. The rest of the team hasn't been able to join him, so Xros tucked in the corner.
Like, I probably would have called on defense. They're not going to go back to B because they need the gun.
Cleans up one, but needs a hell of a lot more, and at the moment he is completely boxed in, now flushed out. Something good for the one kill, but Ivy picks
Map, but a really big bit of sweat there. Paranoia to back Forsaken off there.
Oh, Prowler
Just
misses
trying
B
to take some
main.
space, thinking that eventually Nongshim's going to want to try to push a player, letting him take a little bit of space, make the good reach. That eventually
Yeah, now
Nongshim's
Yoru's
gonna
this
wanna try to
side.
push a
They've
player
not pushed back B main
through
enough.
mid, but
And so,
Nongshim's just been playing absorb,
4A.
letting him take a little bit of space, make the good read.
All because this
Paranoia
Prowler
back
misses.
Forsaken.
They don't curve the Prowler. They curved that Prowler right there. I think that this round is a lot
Off there.
different.
Just trying to take some main space, but
That is like the difference. I think I would highlight this round, honestly. If I was desk, it's kind of funny how like the smallest thing is lost in the round.
a little bit of
And this
lingering.
is like
Still
probably
just
one of the most important rounds in
thinking
the
that
game.
eventually Nongshim's gonna wanna try
They're
to
both
push a
on
player
the edge of the economy.
in through mid, but Nongshim's
It's
just been
9-8.
playing absorb. Read.
You know how far forward something is.
4 people
Now that
A.
refract expired.
I'm just presuming that Nongshim win this round.
Over towards man and Xros. Taking that first fight, something gonna fall. And Xros finds the double up. Invi now dead. He gets 4.
And then like I would, because Xros does this, right? That would set it all up. I'd be like, you know, you watch this round and you think it's just Xros killing 4 people. But this tiny little mistake has meant that Francis has been able to do something really nice on the map. They've stacked 4A, and then that activates Xros to be able to use his ludicrous aim. It's nice when the like macro actually feeds into a nice like, I was gonna say money shot, but like a nice like presentation of the round finishing, you know what I mean? Like
We'll find the final, not allowing for an ace to
Like
come
basically
through.
all my time on desk is hoping that anything that I think about in terms of like the macro stuff or like the interesting game then has a nice like 5k on top of it or something, so that it like or like the team wins the round. The worst thing possible is when the team does the most beautiful thing I've ever seen and they fucking lose the round, and then I'm like, do I really want to show the thing that's really beautiful but they ultimately lose the round? Like sometimes that can be interesting, but most of the time for broadcasts it's like show something that's good and then show them actually win off of it.
That caught them that first seed. And now caught the second time out of PRX.
Why not give upper bracket 1 ban as side pick on the first 2 maps? Side pick is almost irrelevant, I think. Is it me or Mini sounds very quiet today? Am I getting one guide, or you guys agree with that?
Really good reads on each other on these defender sides. They really
I can move my mic
understand
closer,
how they want to work the map.
maybe.
Nongshim is barely trying.
But you guys
to
tell
push
me.
through Crossin. I'm gonna turn to use the ults as PRX. You're just chewing through them.
But same could be said for Nongshim. The overdrive nearly there. Francis, one away
I
from
think it's fine.
So
Sounds
PRX
fine
do
to
manage
me.
get into a boost
3
there.
sounds fine to me.
Damn sure that ult is going to be coming through.
It might just be you, Polar.
Looks like he's going to be giving himself maybe a little bit of a backup. Had the
I could
upper
up
hand
it just a
nearly
little
over,
bit.
obviously, but now does have a judge as well.
Let me up it just a little bit. I upped it just a little bit there.
We'll play for it. Has the
Cut
offset.
through.
He snaps back with that gate crash. Can collect that and provide cover at range.
Okay.
See, PRX realizes their own tricks.
Oh, they didn't send it into the corner, but something is swinging out a little bit wider, so it does avoid getting one shot.
Close.
Francis exits
Jason
by
is up.
B. Meanwhile, RB catching Forsaken again. He's continuing to try to attack. 5H, the position.
Starting to show.
This is where the chaos can really ensue. PRX wanting to up the pace. He's been slow going these last several rounds. They're going to try to change it up a little bit. Downbeat does get tagged down low. Blind shots.
There's 5 people A.
Putting him down to 30.
There's 5 people A with 2 people ready to contain the link that might be split. That might be cancelled from. 1 minute 34.
He's been slow going these last several rounds. They're going to try to change it up a little bit. Downbeat does get tagged down low. Blind shots from something, putting him down to 30.
This all stems, honestly, from this Prowler missing. Because they don't make any noise anywhere else on the map.
Now you got a bunch of
Now Francis is like, well, there's no Prowler here. I don't know. It feels like if I'm Francis and that Prowler hit before and I wasn't sure what's happening B main and I couldn't get that push out, I'd be less confident to just instant rotate.
Blind shots from something, putting him down to 30. Well, RB caught on timing, Forsaken able to find him this time.
I know I'm the kind of team who will over rotate unless you show you can fake. Maybe I need to check that. I think the problem in EMEA with that stuff though is I'm thinking about EMEA is like EMEA teams are a bit more slippery. They're a bit more fakey. And so I'm trying to think of stuff that I can take from Nongshim for EMEA desk and like use, you know.
Scramble recovery here from PRX. Really good use of their util to close off that A-Link angle using the Thorns and the Poison Cloud.
Sweet nothings? What does sweet nothing mean? Doesn't that mean like literally you're saying I'm saying nothing? Yeah, trivial.
3 kills and we get tied up 10 to 10.
I'm hoping that my soft-spoken micros and macros aren't sweet nothings. Sweet somethings.
And again, really good util usage. The counter here to win the dimensional
Bring back to EMEA, as in EMEA desk. The desk.
From A-Link and other sides. And Forsaken does a great job reacting to that. If he reads it correctly, and he does.
Bro, I ain't coaching for the 3rd worst region in the game.
And he's just gonna take a straight shot through the wall. Something dead. RB. Filling space forward into the smoke. Eventually will be fished out of it, but Mike dead.
Yeah, it's now just desperate A.
Trying to. And he's just gonna take a straight shot.
He's just been shot through smoke.
Something dead. RB. Filling space forward into the smoke. Eventually will be fished out of it, but my goodness.
But I mean, to some degree, yeah, it's an alt round thing to some degree.
Baiting here for Francis.
Trying to.
They're not ready. They're not in position to use their ults, really. I don't know. It looks like they're not ready. I don't know. Would they have used ults there? They got 5 ults. Then they're running through smoke. They got 5 ults.
Eventually will be fished out of it, but my goodness.
Doesn't happen to hit.
I want to see ults use this round, PRX.
A lot of times getting beat to the punch, or the round you did win, you just kind of got in there so fast. Yeah, just the peak there from Envy made it 2 timeouts in the first half that Nongshim popped in. Coaches really understand their team, how they play this map, and where they're more effective. They knew this defender side would be better. Here we go. Convergent pass in, Nightfall in. Goodbye.
Finding one convergent pass, finding the other, push forward into the smoke, and something's able to find.
Okay.
Dombey still alive here on the side, sliding forward, trying to hold this door as much as he possibly can.
Okay, easy round. They use Fade and Waylay ult. Now we got Vice ult next round. We don't need 2 Viper ult. So now we've got Vice ult into Viper ult. I would probably do the exact same strat. Exact same strat with Vice ult, Viper ult. Why are they going A again?
Not going to be able to cycle into those again. They're gonna have to rely on getting to a pit. You not
Good. Haven't been able to build
Visol isn't that good here
that up. On the
because you have to actually go up
Ooh, lands
all
for
this
Eagle
space.
alongside-
Like you have to scale out and then scale out. Like here, you just fucking Visol, you get everything. You can't Visol this. You have to get up first and then Visol, which is a bit weird.
Francis, but he's unable to find that kill. Just a smattering.
They should have just gone B.
Ambi, says he had never moved. Can join back in very
Oh.
quickly as the Neon does have that overdrive. But Francis, he had never
Okay,
moved,
they got
so
the full sight with the Viper ult
plays for
now,
the
so they've
check.
won the round, right?
Immediately finds the kill. Steel Garden will just keep
Waste of a
himself
Steel
back,
Garden, but they
stop him
don't
from flying
know.
forward for a
And
little
then
longer.
Viper ult.
Well, Paranoia does connect on the 4. This Forsaken says, I don't need vision to send out this pet. And so
Oh
one by
shit.
one, RB
Okay.
two. Player advantage, however,
What is Envy doing?
now gonna be equalized as Ivy.
Why are they so
On
bad at
Envy,
playing in
lobs
Viper
that
ults?
bite. Looking for some damage. Gets a bit there. Spam continues. Extra
It's
flushes them both out.
GG.
The ultimate point.
a great read early. B3 us again.
The Viper ult itself, was it bad?
For some damage. It's a bit there.
It's pretty bad.
1-2.
It's not the worst I've ever
Player
seen,
advantage,
but
however,
it's
not
pretty
gonna
bad.
be- Looking for some damage. It's a bit there.
You just stay in the Viper ult, yeah. You either stay in the Viper ult or you are outside the Viper ult. You're not going in and out like unless you're really smart. Like just stay in the Viper ult.
Repeated dude. Now Paper Rex.
Most of your team should be in the
This
ult.
round win to take us
I'm not
into
replaying
that
again.
LT, but look at the ult on the other side. The pit immediately invested by Ivy. Cross there as well, backing him up. Nightfall in hand. Paper Rex early, unable to find the catch. Paranoia dissuades Forsaken from swinging further. RB just playing contain at mid. This might just have them all funnel into
And then
Ivy.
once again, they always just have like, because they're so grouped up and they don't actually have like, they don't follow like a full playbook all the time.
Needing this round win to take us into that OT. but
They're
look at
not
the ult on the
actually
other side.
pushing
The pit
off.
immediately invested by Ivy. Cross there as well, backing him up. Nightfall in hand.
It shouldn't be this easy for Francis, you know?
Paper Rex
Like,
early, unable to find the catch.
it's
Paranoia.
part of the problem with the Viper Wall, to be honest. Like, the Viper Wall here doesn't allow this to be that easy. Like, because you can just, you know, you could be anywhere here. And, like, they can't watch all the angles, you know?
Waits Forsaken from swinging further. RB just playing contain at mid.
Map 1, then just stop.
Have them all funneled
Yeah, I
into
mean, this
Dublin.
map wasn't unreasonable. Closing the game should have been a lot easier. I feel like you tried to force a couple, like, there's a weird moment where like you basically miss the Prowler B main and it fucks the entire half for you. But like the ults should just like the easiest thing for me is just the ults. Like this round when you got Vice ult, Viper ult, I don't know why you wouldn't want to just like why not just go B? You get the free sight and you got Viper ult post plant. I don't know why the boys are so obsessed with going A, to be honest.
To send out this pet. Paranoia does connect on the 4. This Forsaken
I think this was fine. Like, this is fine, though. I think this is fine. No, I think this is fine.
from flooding forward for
I
a
think
little
this
bit
Viper
longer.
was fine.
Well, Paranoia does
You're
connect
5v4. I'm using the Viper ult there. It's not a good Viper ult, but
on
I'm
the
using
4.
it. The problem is
Forsaken
that
says, "I
you...
don't need
The problem is that you guys never play in Viper
to
ults.
send out this pet." And something.
So RB gets a huge play, but you've won the 3v2, and Envy just runs out for no reason. That
Player
is...
advantage, however, now going to be equalized as Ivy leads him a kill on Envy. Lobs in that bite.
Oh, hey, Clara. I didn't realize that was Clara. Your name's Declaration? That's crazy. Oh, wait. I've just added a random person called Declaration to the VIP list. Does that work? Is that your name? Type. Oh, there we go. How you doing, Clara?
Looking for some damage. It's a bit there.
You're streaming in a previous live?
Continues X-Ross forward. Flushes them both.
Okay, next map.
His way.
Next map. Oh, they do the VODs quite nice now, don't they? They like, oh, bro, this is rough. Look at this. Look at this. This is halfway. Wait. This is the halfway mark of the entire VOD. The next two maps are
Not
quick.
wanting to make a peep.
They've been to placement. And now they're going to have a very difficult task here going up against a PRX that has been
Context for keeping bits, we know Danby turbo floods. I don't know. I think I wouldn't get annoyed at a player ulting though. I personally would probably ult though. I don't care if Danby exists.
Superb on split. Really deep one way and a kill for Francis.
Hell of a peek. Something dead on the floor to start off this round. Francis wants a hell of a peek.
Split. Really deep one way and a kill for Francis.
Francis is
Hell of a
this,
peek.
yeah.
Something dead on the floor to start off this round. Francis wants a
I mean that's a bit mental, but then they got the paranoia reap fight. What is this up here? What is this? They've missed their Viper wall. They fucking missed their Viper wall. Look at this little boy. But when you're losing to people who are missing Viper walls. I'm just fucking with you.
Down on the floor, however, with trade up and out of divide with down
Brawl here, hitting. It doesn't need to be the Dombey show all the time with this squad. A lot of people probably just seeing this neon, seeing the
Viper was supposed to be, yeah. There you go. Ivy likes to play. Nongshim are one of the teams who like to play the Viper A a lot more than other teams. Like usually you're gonna see the Viper middle. Like my argument for Viper middle is gonna be that most teams absolutely suck ass at like going through the Viper orb. But I am curious to see how they do this Viper A stuff. I think they use orb here with Wu here.
And problems that it causes for other teams, but really you look at
Split was when Yinsu was calling Alpha Ivy unrefined Alpha. Okay. I do think that implying that Alpha is refined is kind of hilarious. But I have seen some tendencies from Ivy already that are like slightly unrefined. But I do think he's not bad at lurking. I don't think Alpha was ever like the best lurker. He's just a good shooter.
Francis X-Ross and their ability.
Like Alpha's like in terms of Alpha's lurking, he's got this tendency where he's not able to let people run past him. Like the example I'll give is on Sunset. I hope that this doesn't get clip farm because honestly it's not that interesting and I love Alpha. So he'll have this tendency where like when he's lurking middle on attack, what was he playing? Like let's say he played Cypher or something here. And Alpha's middle on attack. And like let's say we got 4 people over here and this guy's lurking this way. He'll hear the guy rotating across. And instead of hearing him and letting this guy, you know, this guy's got to check all these angles quickly, and then he's probably running across as quick as he can. He's like between two mines. He's not able to pre-fire everything, not able to pre-aim everything. I said what Alpha would do is basically take the most obvious angle possible on the line, and then immediately this guy is going to pre-aim the angle, and then he's going to have to take a 50-50. Whereas like a good lurker is just like, they're going to wait that split second for that guy to make noise if he's running across, whilst he's probably either just running directly or maybe checking this. And then you take that fight where his crosshair isn't literally on you, right? Whereas like Alpha's just like, fuck it, we ball. This guy's going to be peeking me and I'm going to be peeking him. It's like, just wait that little moment, just that little moment after. Or like if he's here, instead of like waiting for this guy to start running across, he'll just immediately be out, immediately on the angle. Let's draw it like properly. Like, can you draw a line, like a straight line on this fucking thing? I don't know, but like imagine the line is like there, right? Like, realistically, you want to be taking the fight tucked in on an alpha angle, like here on number 2, not on number 1. And alpha a lot of the time will just like go for number 1.
To be difference makers behind that. A little bit of a jump peak here for Forsaken.
Is PRX's issue with poor ult usage or lack of set plays and mistimed ults a player problem or a coaching problem? The problem is that usually I'll say it's a coaching problem, but the issue is their system is way different than most teams. But ultimately, I would probably still put the responsibility on Alex and Wendler because
Trying to make some noise.
I don't know. I don't know. I also put myself in the category. Like, I knew it was a problem, and I tried to help them, but I couldn't. So, I don't know. They're just basically throwing value in the bin a lot of the time. You're better than G2 and anti-ecos at this event. That's good. Now the only problem is Nongshim's like a fucking, what, like 90% win rate anti-eco team. And so your competition is now actually doing shit.
Cannot get the better of Xros. Eliminates him with the Guardian. With the spot on 1, something taking that gate crash now jumps all the way back over towards spawn, and this is going to be PRX rerouting a bit and bringing that spike through the sewer.
Trying to sow a little bit of a fake on the other side with the Prowler, but there's nothing to back it up, and Francis is scaled so far forward. He's going to be able to rotate pretty quick.
Quite struck down, but Ivy finds swing kill.
Papley hit a lot out. This time Dombi all on his own.
Oh, I think I was. Why did I remember it, Clara? You had your name. I think you were logged into Twitch on the PC or something. I remember. Why is there a declaration on my PC? Sorry, I'm just watching the same thing over and over again. Yeah, probably not the best idea to scale into a tight corner against Dambi on an anti-bonus round without using util. Yeah, I mean, they didn't use anything, right? They dry contacted into what? Yeah, this might be over. That's a timeout. Yeah, that is a timeout. Quite honestly, that's a timeout.
Maybe an advantage to take some space on both sides. In fact, something has one. You can see the one in Francis's hands. Jing.
I knew that pre-fire is able to find Jing, but okay, off screen. Dambi going to be struck down. Jing does eventually fall. Down on either side.
I thought it was Tommy's Twitch account, to be fair, because the people that you were subscribed to, or not subscribed to, the people that you had followed, I thought was a bit more Tommy pilled.
That's huge. This opens up a lot of different options, whether you want to go B split or A.
Can't believe it. Clara's actually a fucking simp.
Have a lot of map control.
What does that mean? It means that Clara's a simp. I was like, I was thinking, because I thought Tommy was using it. I was like, this guy's a bit of a simp. What am I trying to imply?
Forsaken did throw a smoke over to maybe player, but Nongshim's just holding. They haven't moved a muscle.
Were they hot though? I mean, I would presume so. Popular Twitch streamer, like.
Approach from Envy here from behind, but his teammates down on the side, losing their lives.
So actually, Ashman this round. A main, so 2-1-2, a little bit of A main control. Devi gets middle, Jing gets picked ramp. It does feel like they're spreading the map awful thin.
Yoru's still yet in the mix. There's the spot out in Envy. Quick to collect the kill. Great balls to the A site now falling.
That's huge. This opens up a lot of different options when you want to go B split or A. You have a lot of map control.
Seems like PRX relying on that kill, maybe draw some additional attention towards David Francis. Made the call now, I can hold the off.
So I don't hate the idea here.
Checks around, make sure no one's on that exit.
3 people make noise here whilst this guy lurks up. Is that the idea? Ideally, our ult usage would be Omen ults back site here and gets the site for free. And then we can use util after that. Our Omen ult should dictate the util here.
With the Prowler.
But that won't happen.
Forsaken did throw a smoke over to A to
That won't
try to
happen.
maybe pull the extra player, but Nongshim's just holding. They haven't moved a
We
muscle
contact in dry.
for about a
Yeah,
minute.
stupid. Oh, paranoia is good. Paranoia is good.
Lobbing in that haunt, but it gets cleared, but RB catches a glimpse, and that's more than enough.
We smoke it off, which gives Envy a bit of a hard time.
Approach from Envy here from behind, but his teammates
Yeah,
down on the
that
side.
instance, I'm not gonna lie, Bosa would have TP'd backside, and Fnatic would have won that round.
Finds the first, drops down. Stomp on this.
It's like these little ult details that, like, I do genuinely think you all backside there and it's a free round.
I call that second time out.
Bosa wouldn't be on Astra. No, he wouldn't. He's not always playing Astra on this map. Maybe nowadays he does, but like back when I was playing, when I was coaching, he was on that Omen most of the time on this map.
Small reveals on both sides. Prowler chasing all the way around the back as there's the Bucky, but there's the Judge.
Anti-eco.
Paper X the team on Euro, and
You're gonna be one away. Important round. Deny it. They're lined up right with them at A.
Fade ult, Omen ult.
crowd still energized, but Paper X, they're the ones that need the show. But they still have the energy. They still have the focus, the grit.
How big of a
Tenacity to fight
difference
their way back into this.
would it make for PRX to have
As they try
2
and make
ban
something happen
advantage?
outside of A main.
I mean, it would have been pretty big.
That pit dropped, and now spot out on Francis's position makes it take it with that gate crash and does send him quite far away.
Ilya's trying too hard.
Risky.
Something on the walk-in now going to be spotted.
He reminds me of Durka completely. I think that this reminds me of Durka, where it's like he's trying to compensate for being down a little bit because he knows how good he is. But sometimes, like, the way you get back into a game is by relaxing and just letting your teammates carry you for a little bit instead of forcing anything and just accepting that you got unlucky in the first 6 rounds or whatever. But yeah, this is just like watching Durka if he's a bit tilted.
Tagged up a bit. Slots forward.
Like, he's done a really good job to get all this space, but ultimately he's had to take risks that are very, very, like, the kind of risks that you want to take when you're like 6-0 up, you know?
Envy pushing forward is able to find X-Ross. Francis, however, strikes
So I
him
presume
down.
this continues to be a
Fighting out on the
thing.
floor.
I mean, he's won them the round,
Lost.
don't get me
Able to find
wrong.
the first, but he cannot
We
get
should
the
have won them the
transition.
round.
Francis still alive, still kicking.
But it is a bit,
Starting to the nail, but now
And now this has given him confirmation. This is the problem. Now, I like the logic. I know the logic of this player completely. I've not worked with Ilya that much, and I don't know him that well, but like, I know the logic now. The logic in what the probable logic now is, look what I did when I just played so free. I just did something really stupid and just really ballsy, and I've won us the round. Let's just keep doing that. And it's probably not going to win them rounds.
Spike planted.
needing the retake.
The showstopper has to be good for Paper X. There's an overdrive for Downey.
No more gate crashes. No easy exit. First time Forsaken. He's missing timing on that. He's going to try to get forward, try to find that punish. Had he continued pre-firing the angle, might have been rewarded with a kill, but now instead he's going to be eliminated. Jing will be able to find Downey, but now Ivy strikes in from garage. The time starting to tick. Jing, can he play this out? Finds the first. Ivy dead. Another paint shell lobbed in. That should be the round secured. As Jing comes alive. Finds a Red Bull clutch and gets Paper X on the board at long last.
Just barely. And again, it's an equation with that, but mapping into that site. No.
Wait, I've missed this.
This out. Finds the first. Ivy dead. Another paint shell lobbed in. That should be the round secured. As Jing comes alive. Now, just missing a timing on that. He's gonna try to see eggs.
What did Ilya die to?
Able to find the first, but he strikes him down. The spike now on the floor, but something down below. He's able to find the first.
Why is he so annoyed after this round?
Kill, but now Jared gets Paper X on as Jing comes alive. Finds the Red Bull clutch and gets Paper X on the board at long last.
Why? What is he tilted by?
And again, I don't know if Forsaken's looking at his map there or what. He had Francis dead to right. Shouldn't have even allowed this retake to really start. At least you're able to keep Dombey out of the equation with that judge. Jink getting on the board when they need it most, but man, I was so nervous. He somehow gets away.
That's weird. I don't know. I don't know what his reaction is though.
Oh, well. Yeah,
Paranoia.
find those ranges. Paranoia's not going to be enough to dissuade Dombey. Jing, the hero of the previous, now gone off the rim,
Ah.
but it's time for Forsaken. Able to secure the kill when he has somebody dead to right. Right of the rope from Dombey, keeping it quiet. Sliding forward, looking for the backstab with that judge. Meanwhile, a little leg shot there, and Dombey, he has just stormed the front.
Dombey Neon better than Jing Race. I mean,
Still a world away. Meanwhile, Francis cleans up the kill on Envy.
that's not really how I see that exchange going. I mean, the Neon's completely advantaged there.
They are not allowing for that momentum build, for that confidence to resurface from PRX. They are smothering them out of this map.
It's just incredible. Dombey again. Just
So around here we get all of A with 2 lurkers and call a B pivot.
Such a good read.
There's going to be that judge around the corner. So now having it confirmed, but something, his eyes are trained. Everything about it. Forsaken.
Bruh.
He's tethered in position.
Sees connects, but PRX just too scared.
Yeah, there's nothing to dissuade.
That's good casting, Paper then, saying that PRX are too scared. That's a nice, it's a nice little seed plant.
Perhaps some complacency and misplaced confidence. He ends up getting punished. Now it's over for PRX to potentially find a second round win.
Wait, I told this guy. Come on, bruh. Bruh. This is one of the first notes I gave him, man. You shouldn't be lurking with a Viper ult. Shouldn't be lurking with a Viper ult. The win condition of this round is you getting your Viper ult down. And then, like, when it... Because now he's selling his lurk as well. Like, Devi's now selling his lurk, right? So it's like 2 problems here. One problem is that if he reveals a lurk here, any time for the rest of the game, they're going to expect his lurk. Whereas if he doesn't show his lurk here and actually just goes on ults, his lurk later rounds becomes more valuable because they're not going to be searching for him on mid all the time. And so it double fails. It fails to identify the win condition of this round, and it fails because it also, like, creates a scenario now where, like, if he lurks in the future, it's not as effective.
Arriving in heaven, comes to the rescue, and it is just RP now remaining. Finds the first, looks for the.
Do you always insta use Viper ult when available? I think Anders prefers insta Viper ult when available on defense. I don't mind setting up ult rounds where you basically reactively use the ult, but like only if you see pressure on your side of the map. Like, I think those are fine too. Like, I don't mind that. The reason why Anders like using it instantly a lot of the time is because if you save it for in the round and, like, they don't go to your site and you don't use it, you don't get 2 ults per half. But, like, I would argue that, like, it's fine if you don't use 2 ults per half because, like, you're essentially winning the round anyway if you don't have to use it on that round. I don't know. But general defense, you want to be, at the minimum, you want to be catering your entire round around the Viper ult if possible. On attack side, you want to be part of the pack, or at least containing space passively, and then joining the pack for the exec. The ult is too good to be doing anything other than using it. Or planning to use it, you know? Because it's not like Breach ult where you can just basically use it, right? That you have to actually get in a position to use it, you know? And secure.
For a moment, like maybe it was going to go awry, but that Nightfall was really well placed, really well timed. It hit Dombey.
Do you think they're on autopilot? PRX are always on autopilot. That's the way they play, bro. That's their strength and their weakness.
See now PRX having to poke and prod a bit more, try to suss out these positions at high-low is brutal.
You see what I mean? Like, it's just...
Try to suss out these positions at high-low is brutal.
Like, people can have a bad game, but, like, this is like, you can tell, like, yeah, mental boom. Like, it's different going 1 to 12 and just genuinely having a bad time, but like going 1 to 12 where you're like forcing fights, forcing the issue. I think it's so interesting that it's like, you know, it is like watching Dirk at times.
Here comes the flood. The haunt out. The overwhelm is found. Forsaken trying to TP around. And Francis again, kind of misplaying it as Forsaken. Suddenly,
I think there's like lots of archetype pool players in Valorant, as in like, I said it before that like Althea and Doma are like a specific archetype of person that I had to coach. That's like, they share same characteristics and traits. And like, you know, they're very different. They're not like completely the same person, but if I was to like bullet point like their personality types, there'd be a lot of like overlap between the two players, you know, in the ways that like I probably had to deal with them as people and as like to coach them and stuff, right? I think that Durka and something also have a similar archetype kind of overlap. Like I've only met Ilya for a little bit and coached him for a little bit, especially in person, but like there were similar tendencies. Like even now I'm thinking like even like the really positive ones where it's like Ilya was one of the ones who was very much taking initiative to ask for my help at times and trying to connect with me at times and like asking me about certain things in a way that it reminds me of Durka too. Yeah. Even if it's silly, like even if it's like irrelevant stuff, like even if at times it was like just asking about something about like Fnatic in the past that wasn't specifically that relevant and was just like trying to be, you know, just interested. Durka does that sometimes too. It sounds like almost like just a normal human trait, but like surprisingly, a lot of gamers don't actually feign any interest in your life at all. So, yeah. Boaster's his own archetype? No. Boaster's archetype is probably different than you guys think. For Boaster, there's like an external archetype that you guys get to see on camera, and then there's like a locker room version of him. Like it's not like he's nice on camera as a dick behind the scenes, but it's more like, you know, that you can't be you can't apply that level of like goofiness to every moment of you know, of everything. Like I think a lot of people see him almost as not a human and almost like in a weird way like objectify him, and not like a sexual thing, but like just a genuine like they think he's like almost just a robot or something, you know, like because he does some silly dances, they're just like, oh my god. It's almost like he's, yeah, it's probably how like celebrities get treated, you know. Are non-stream reads that good, or are they genuinely just better shooters and makes it look that way? I'll be honest, I wasn't locked in fully. I don't think non-shim reads were like, it wasn't like, from what I was gathering so far, it's not like I thought that non-shim like read PRX like a book. They did over-rotate to the right spots at times. I think that it's fun. Like I keep having this interesting thing where like people don't know how to interpret big losses. I think that like when a team loses hard, it's not always it's usually it can just be an off day, you know. Like I think off day is a genuine thing that people seem to not think can happen. So yeah, Boaster's archetypes would be, Boaster's archetype is basically it's closer to it's like Karrigan in Counter-Strike, I would imagine. it's like someone who internally is like hardworking and experienced and wants quite a lot of control and has a vision for the game, but still understands that leadership is a thing, and like, yeah, I think he closely follows a lot of Karrigan's like characteristics, both like, I don't know Karrigan that well, but it seems like from what you can tell about his kind of history as a Counter-Strike player. Like, even to the point where Karrigan is the goofiest person on camera in Counter-Strike, despite the fact that he's not that goofy. It's just that, like, Counter-Strike is very not goofy pilled, you know what I mean? Like, if we were to see K-pop dances, Karrigan might be the most likely to, like, do it jokingly, you know what I mean?
But right, this has been negatively 3, needing to believe.
And then even like the subtle detail, like here, that FaZe consistently had to play with subs, and every time Karrigan uses a new player or sub, they look like the best they've ever played. And I think that would apply to Boaster too. Like, Boaster's system and like way of playing Valorant often does integrate players well, you know.
That they can bring this back from the
Which is kind of funny because that's not really what I'm talking about here. I'm more talking about personality types, but
very quickly gonna find themselves
I think there's a lot of
point.
you know, overlap.
Starting to hope and pray that those gods of chaos start to favor you.
Mini,
once
do you
again.
think Vice Veto plus Chamber comps would work without Euro as a duelist? I think it could work. I think it could work. But you don't, you kind of need explosivity. This meta, like playing without explosivity in this meta, like, as long as, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know where I sit. As long as you have, if you've got like a Neon going in and you've got Overwhelmed still, then you could be okay.
They're going for a big
It's frustrating, like, we haven't got to see yet, like, someone, like a team really try to counter, like, properly, like, not just play agents that might counter, but like actually dig deep and try and like out theory people on like a very deep level.
doing something to them no one's been able to really do on this map.
What do you think the solution for Fnatic this stage next to improve them from kickoff? Play double duelist, basically. I'm hoping that we see Fnatic come in with like explosive. I don't care what comps they play as long as there's explosivity. And Boasters cook strats that nobody's seen before, kind of thing. Like just pure min-max explosivity.
There have to be big concerns, but see if they can rally back.
Might be able to find a timing here. Spike being transferred over, but something unable to collect it.
Alan said he was surprised no team tried Sage or Deadlock stuff to counter double duelist. Yeah.
Spike recovered something, still fishing for it, looking for it, but managed to slide away. Now escorting that Spike over to the A site, which has been opened up.
I think both would be interesting. I think, yeah.
Forsaken fell.
30 seconds left.
Momentless here.
This one favor. They're going for a big 4-1 split. Not even contesting.
How can Team Liquid find success on big stage? They fair nicely in here, but stumble on the global one. I think the reality of Team Liquid is that they're not supposed to, like, this roster, I don't think is supposed to do super well globally. And given the fact that they change so much stuff so quickly, it's kind of hard for them to do so. Like, I don't see them as a team that should be making global events in the first place, in a weird way. I think they're like a mid-table team. Yeah. So like it's like hats off to them for being able to do it. But I think if Team Liquid fans are looking at this roster thinking, oh, how do we go further? I think that you kind of in some respects need to be happy with what you got. I will continue to say this, and if they continue to prove me wrong that they do better than what I keep saying, then that's just hats off to them and the coaching staff. But yeah, I don't think that like I think that they're kind of lucky in some sense that Miniboo is able to do the neon stuff, and that should fare well in EMEA at least. But yeah, and then like Nats is Nats, of course. But yeah, I don't see that team as like a team that should do really well at Global
They
Event.
need this one so badly. Nongshim doing something to them. No one's been able to really do on this map. There have to be
How could Tottenham find big success on the big stage? They fare nicely in Premier League, but stumble in the global one. Well, Tottenham aren't doing well in the Premier League. I don't know what you're talking about. Aren't they on a 6-loss streak? Look, I watched football the other day, so I could have pretended I knew a lot about football there, but they're literally on a 6-loss streak, about to get relegated potentially, aren't they? Yeah. They're about to. Yeah. My friend told me that they hired a new manager, like in football, like detour here. In football, my friends were telling me that like there's this thing where like everyone's trying to play like Pep, basically. Everyone's trying to put like a lot of strategy into their game in football. But then like there's a lot of like pundits like Roy Keane who would be like, why are you guys trying to play like Pep? You guys ain't Pep. Like, just play some fucking classic football because you guys are noobs. And so like all these teams try to play like really advanced level football, and then a bunch of them do really crap. And then the ones who do really crap, like Tottenham, then get like an emergency manager in to try and fix the team and stop them from getting relegated. And so that's what they've done. And usually those managers apparently just end up playing like a 4-4-2 kind of style, where it's just like we're just gonna play basic football, and then we're gonna draw our way to like not get relegated or something. Which is kind of interesting, because I think it applies to Valorant to some degree. Like this idea that like people maybe sometimes trying to copy stuff, not really understanding it, and then like ultimately looking not great. And then teams who sometimes keep it simple. Like I think Fraud is probably one of those coaches who's really good at just keeping things simple, not overcooking, and then just end up playing like a pretty classic standard version of Valorant. You know what I mean? They're also telling me that when Zidane's won like a bunch of Champions Leagues, and then like they almost never talk about strats unless they're playing against a Pep team. Like they won't do anti-strats basically unless they play against a Pep team.
Forsaken Bell.
30 seconds left.
Momentless here. Both sides. The post plant, the retake. And now let's see.
Right, sorry.
They can back themselves.
Spreading very thin, but very passively. God, the timing here is incredible. Ilya just whiffs.
Just not been able to find that form. The accuracy that was put on display just a mere few days ago. Devi, however, fishing for it open here. Be gone as something caught, dropping down to his death. 6 feet under. Jing now dancing around out.
Opportunity itself with that player.
Then a bunch of half armors, but there's an outlaw in the hands of Francis.
Zidane's team had a top 3 player in their position everywhere. Sure. Sure.
Able to finish the job. Love the scale forward, grab that weapon. Looks like that's exactly what Forsaken is going for.
Ivy already scooped it up.
Oh no, you're right.
I don't know that much about football, but that doesn't surprise me.
Ivy at risk of maybe being intercepted, but
what's max diamond? Do you think Nats' best chance to lift a global trophy is to change teams? Or are you suggesting TR changes roster completely? I'm not suggesting either of those things. Especially the latter. I'm not going to beat around the bush. If your best chance to win a global trophy is to have the best possible team around you possible, right? Nats' stocks are higher than his team, I think. Like his stocks are higher. If he wanted to go join an NA team at the end of the year that's supposed to come top 3 in NA, he could do that. Like if he wants to go to APAC and play for a team who's like a top 5 team in APAC, who when they go to LAN are gonna be expected to make playoffs, he could do that. I'm not suggesting Team Liquid change their roster at all, but I think that the fans have to realize that like the narrative. I don't like. Maybe I'm just different, but like my narrative around Team Liquid isn't they're good enough to get to globals and then they need to get better at globals. My narrative around Team Liquid is they're doing very well to get to the position they are at globals, i.e. getting to globals. It's unfortunate to some degree that like maybe a different analyst would push them harder and be like, well, they're clearly good enough to get to globals. What can they do to like push that extra step? Whereas I am just already like impressed that they made it there in the first place.
Cleans up the remainders. 11-3.
Do you think a team can protocol flowchart their way through an entire defense half successfully? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Most teams don't think in terms of flowcharts like Anders does. In like the same logical way, you know?
Still got huge advantage and make purchase coming through. Judge for Envy, Judge for Forsaken for PRX.
Do you think Nongshim will dominate next international tournament again? No. No. They'll be very good. But I don't see them going back to back and dominating both. Could be wrong.
Walls falling, the spot out onto something. We'll just be the two players going their separate ways.
I think that it's the first tournament of the year, which is a bit messier, you know?
That will not come through. The clone to the corner, the poison orb delaying this approach down ramp. They're being held at bay as Ivy is right here on the corner. The push forward into the second, into the fourth.
His aim is pretty nasty, you know?
The push forward into the second, into the fourth. Ivy. Look.
Far too.
Ivy's the person who impressed me the most this tournament. Like Ivy has impressed me the most. I think he makes some like basic errors at times, but his like fragging ability is too good. Like I didn't think like coming into the event I wasn't like hugely like high on him. I was thinking like he's decent, but I think he was really good. It's not unrefined alpha yet, it's just alpha yet.
And it's a statement that I didn't really ever think that I'd make, but he's got 8.
Do you think Martin joining Fnatic and Kai going to mates would make Fnatic's roster better? I can't believe that you can. Kayak was probably the best. Is it a hot take to say Kayak was the best player last year? Is that a hot take? That Kayak was the best player of 2025? Oh, he was. Okay, so everyone says he was. And then someone's asking me, would you change Martin and Kayak? Like, you guys gotta be taking the piss sometimes. Like, number one, that's not a business reality that can happen. So, like, let's be real, that's not happening. But number two is the guy was the best player in the world, like 3 months ago. Like,
That is going to continue. This map to put them in the position where they have to reverse sweep. And so far in this round, so good. Not quite.
like I can be ruthless. I was ruthless as a coach with the people I kicked and how I dropped people. I wouldn't even be thinking along that lines. Like, that's like crazy.
Can he take anybody down with him? He is completely surrounded.
Like, who's safe? If Kayak ain't safe after being the best player of the world last year, after one tournament, then I don't know who the fuck is in your roster building.
Just crazy stuff here from Devi in this round. No armor. The glass cannon. He's able to connect. Almost no cigar for Francis on the initial attempt, but he eventually gets it out of there, and stabilization of sorts here. And it is Outlaw. It's only going to hit one player for one tap, but something has been willing to.
Martin's success isn't super short, by the way. Like, as a reason why I had him, literally, I had Kayak Durka, and then I had Martin number 3 coming into this year for EMEA in terms of duelists. Like I don't think he's I think the community is just so low on him before this year. I think he's incredible. He was really good before. Maybe this is one of the few times where like the stats don't fully tell my story, but they tell it enough. And then the eye test is unbelievable. And like you gotta remember, like he was like playing in a very turmoil team, like in terms of like results, you know. Like, how do you think Martin will perform next stage after the Euro nerfs? Like the problem is a bit like Trent, right? Where Trent, people thought was like a Teo only one trick. This motherfucker like can play like he's one of those guys who played Jet and Raze. So like he wasn't a Jet one trick, could also play Raze, which was rare when he used to play. Then also picked up Euro almost immediately, and has even dabbled with Neon. He's not. It's not like his flexibility is an issue here. The one of the issues is that he's not played much Waylay. His Neon hasn't been played as much. And like if they wanted to, there's some maps where Euro is going to be good. So like I don't think Martin's going to be a problem here. Obviously, if your win condition is him on Yoru, and like the rest of the team ain't stepping up at all the times, then that is going to be a problem. But to isolate Martin, like to think that that's Martin's problem and not the team's problem is one thing. Like Martin's going to farm on other agents. He's going to be fine. Is he going to be as impactful? Probably not. But Yoru was the most busted agent of the modern era of Valorant, so the Heaven pit is good. That is quite a nice pit, to be fair. Yeah, right. Abyss. I mean, this is just a shit show, right? Because it's just like, it's just they don't really play this map.
Your extremities trying to control to do the King 40 ready to aggression, but they're misreading where it might come from. And are they even going to be ready?
Yeah.
She'll pick up. Slipped up. Smile, ratifying impact was just woeful on split. He's a player who's been so good for them, but he's been hot and cold this year. When he goes cold, it's brutal. And yes, the rest of PRX can be there to pick up the pieces. But
Hello, too old for tea.
See if he can get it going in this round.
I think we need to ban the words rage bait. I think the problem is, okay, so I have a friend, right, who he says silly things quite a lot, right? He says silly things quite a lot. And then sometimes we'll say a silly thing on purpose and I'll get annoyed. And then he'll be like, haha, I got you. And I'm like, yeah, but you say silly shit all the time. So when you say the silly thing that you mean, it's not bad on me, this is bad on you. Like, you're the one who's making me react to this because you're usually this silly. And so that's what you guys do a lot of the time. Like, Twitch chatters, who is this? It's whatever. This is what Twitch chat is, right? Is that like there's a lot of people in Twitch chat who are unfortunately just saying their opinion, and then because that opinion is sometimes a bit silly, or it might go counter narrative to what the general opinion is, immediately people think it's rage bait, and it's not. It's just a stupid opinion. Like, there are people that think, like in that Louis Theroux documentary recently, a person thinks Barcelona is a country in the documentary. Like, people like that exist. Like, it's not that much. It's not that far of a stretch to believe that someone might say something like, "This player's not very good." You know, not everything is rage bait. You know, it's more annoying that you guys think everything's rage bait than the person who might be rage baiting, who probably isn't rage baiting. Hello, Billy. The other thing is that, like, don't you think that like, even if the thing was rage bait, right? Like, let's say it was rage bait. Don't you think I'm smart enough to know whether something is intentionally rage bait or not? And like, I'm using the view here that I'm like, I kind of read chat a lot, and I'm gonna try and see if that comment makes sense for what a chatter could say and be possible to say. Like, if it's an obvious rage bait, then I might just make a joke out of it. But if it's not obvious, then like, I'm gonna respond to it because it gives a good dialogue, or at least it's funny or something, you know? Yeah, not everything, or like it's the seed of a narrative that I've seen before, right? Some things are like kind of stupid in my opinion, but it's a narrative. I see, like, all of yesterday was PaperX fans being annoyed that they didn't win the final and were they washed and choking finals and shit. Like, I saw that like several times yesterday. And then people are like, it's rage bait. I'm like, it's not. It's just people being upset their team lost.
And looking for that headshot. Unable to find it here, but Damby catching Forsaken. Just goes.
See if he can get it going in this round.
If Sen asked you to coach and you agreed, let's suppose you agreed, what would your team of 5 look like? It would depend. Like, I don't know who's available. I can't believe Rob's on his alt account trying to get me to build his team for him.
See if he can get it going in this round.
Francis again looking for that headshot. Unable to find it here, but Damby catching Forsaken. He just goes double dashing up over the top. Trade back. Francis gone.
This is the kind of thing I keep saying. Like, remember I said, like, the context of the round means your exec pathing should change. The context of this round is an anti-bonus round. And so the pathing that you want to take is a little bit more less, it's like risk averse, right? I think taking the pathing up here on an anti-bonus is a little bit like playing with fire, personally. It's like you've now just gifted a free kill to a sheriff. I think I'm going to use this once in EMEA when I'm on desk. Like, I'll use this thing once, probably. I'll do a telestrat at some point of, like, this team does not change their pathing at entry pathing. Like, that's kind of a micro thing. People love micro these days, don't they? They're loving the micro. The kids these days are loving the micro. Why is he not biting and just yapping about nothing? Because your rage baits aren't very good. Your rage baits are so bad that they rage bait me into being angry. That's why. Like, even in the sense that I know you're trying to not rage bait, it's obvious rage bait that it's rage bait. It's just not rage bait enough.
Clear the camera. Zombie trying to find an opener. Just to give the angles.
Who is Jane? You can't be Jane. The enthusiasm you have in this chat is unparalleled, and it scares me. As someone who is scared by enthusiasm. The lion does not concern himself with the thoughts of a gazelle. Billy ain't a gazelle. She's a fucking ant. I don't even notice her. Less anger and more pity. Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, not pity. Just wait. That's there. I don't think it's bait, Billy. That's the thing. It's like, again, I don't think it's bait. But let me see.
And they're just so on point. Again, having that early info, having the TP to make this their strong side. The patience, give up a little bit of space. You have so much of that Cypher util to give you the no and the how. They just can't fight forward. You can see some of the struggles here, never having played this map on a stage this year. PRX just looking just enough off kill.
Do you think PR would have won against Nice Shot if they face in the upper finals. Why were PR in the lowers anyway? Who did they lose to? Was it NRG? The problem is that if you use that logic, then you can apply that logic back to like Toronto and tournaments like that, and then you're just basically like every tournament is like that. So like even if it was true, you can't just pick apart the tournament in a way that you want it to make sense. Like it's the classic. It's a bit like the if my nan had a wheel, she'd be a bike. You know what I mean?
You're just looking for answers. Now you're going to send in for
Yes, the Lion does not concern themselves with hypotheticals of the past. That's true. That's true. I think that's a Wittgenstein quote, isn't it?
A clean one tap to find something there in window. And Francis is just gone completely unnoticed.
Okay, they've just walked down middle. I'm not even locked in at all. We know the score. Oh, people at the pub, right? Sam Ryan's Sports. Welcome to Sam Ryan's Sports Bar and Grill. I think I've been. No, I haven't been here. They got the UFC on. Where's the menu? Where's the menu? What are we talking? I love looking at like Asian places that do like Western style stuff. That's what I expected. You know this pizza tastes dog shit, man. They can't do pizza. That doesn't look too bad though, to be fair. But usually the pizza in like Korea, Japan and stuff, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. I get Donut Wood again. I'm making a new podcast. You want to be on it? Is this a joke? Is this you're about to say it's about small people or something? It's called The Hobbits or something.
But compared to what we were seeing at the start of that corrode when they were running away with that opening half, everyone was firing on all cylinders, everyone was hitting their shots. Now it is very much scattered across the team. Who is able to do what? Forsaken himself.
You actually are? You're making a podcast? Oh my god. Depends what it's on. If it's about Valorant, then potentially.
They know that this is a huge problem, so they commit a lot of resources, but so much patience.
Francis, nice little how do you do? Outlaw looking for the follow-up shot. Pulls back around the corner, can get that reload across. Meanwhile, Devi tagged to 60 by RB in mid. It's away unscathed. Thrown over the top. Francis wanting that kill. Has to backpedal out. Denied forward, unable to find the punish. Forward into the cage. The shorty drawn out.
Shorty. I'm not even watching at this point.
This has to be it for PRX. They have to turn it right here, right now with these ults.
With these ults? I heard the word ults. And I watched something wide peeking in a 5v4 when they got ults. 5v4, Vice ult, Whaley ult, Server ult, one away from Euro ult. No. Let's die instead. So you play any mix yet? No. No. Agent looks kind of crap though. We'll see, but I think it's kind of crap.
As he does fall, similarly, Jing setting up that paranoia. And X-Ross just holds down M1. He anticipates his move. From Maine. Recon recon shots all available. Envy, look at the first, but he's the one eating the damage. Tucks back away from the recon.
It's like my recon.
Ready to swing, and Envy manages to strike. The regen shield.
Leo jump up onto this ledge. One of Leo's tendencies is that his like use of terrain in situations like this was actually pretty good.
Pushing him back up, reinforcing his
And then he would win because he's not getting flick shot killed.
Gen shield. Pushing him. The kill.
But again, I mean, Envy
That's a specific thing. Like, I very rarely notice specific player tendencies, but like that's a tendency that I think nobody's ever noticed with Leo before. Is that his use of terrain in those fights, he's always going to slightly reposition his... If there's anything to slightly reposition him on, he will do it. Kind of risky though on a map where you can fall. That's like saying like those speedrunners who play like thousands of hours of those speedrun games who never fall. It's risky for them to do it. It's like, it's really not. Unless you're really stupid. Like you can't fall on that spot, surely.
A series they want to see PRX be able to push this to give them their money's worth.
Is it really that difficult to walk across that?
The regen shield. Pushing him back up, reinforcing his health. But Extras.
Maybe it is more difficult than I'm saying. I don't think it should be difficult to scale across here. What's your take on the anti-strat ability of Nongshim? Do you think that Energy or G2 would have had a better shot versus Nongshim? No. I think that if your analysis on this game was that this was PRX playing at their peak form and they couldn't stand a chance because of it, like, and then you're like, oh, the anti-strat from G2 or Energy would be better. That's not really my takeaway here. My takeaway here is PRX had an off day.
They want a series. They want to see PRX be able to push this to give them their money's worth, to give them some solid entertainment. Stop this from being...
In general, I would argue that teams like G2 and Energy usually do come into games with a more game plan oriented approach to teams who have obvious deficiencies. I don't know if Nongshim have obvious deficiencies, and it's not like PRX have ever struggled not having that as a main part of their game. So I don't know.
Just look off today, and obviously part of that is because Nongshim, the way they play, is so explosive, so
Even if PRX have a good day, Nongshim would have won this.
And so many individual...
You're saying that PRX could never beat Nongshim. Do you think Nongshim is one of the best teams in history already? Are you guys mental? They were kind of dominant in this game. But it's not like you can't go through what a kickoff tournament and then be called one of the best teams of all time. Their form has been good.
Players that have just gone absolutely crazy for them with huge moments. Exros again here in this grand final.
Don't fall for it, Manny.
Doesn't look like a rookie at all.
No.
He looks like he belongs.
He absolutely does. There's no doubt about that. Hardly was coming into this tournament, and they very quickly got brushed aside. 7-1-2 at the moment. Crowd will It's Paper Rex, another buy. 5 ultimates to try to utilize. Virgin Path's going to be sent over towards tower. No one at home.
The people who told me not to fall for it do annoy me more than the people with the takes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, even if they're stupid, at least they have at least they're giving me something to work with. People who just say don't get annoyed are like more annoying because it's like you're just, I don't know, this. Maybe is there a genuine criticism of my stream that I've not cultivated an audience that like am I cultivating too many stupid people? Is that what's going on? Is that what's happening? Like, would other streamers entertain any of the questions that like I get asked?
He picks up another 3 kills, and RB has the finisher. And it looks like Paper Rex are completely out of gas, completely out of ideas, and completely out of hope.
They're flattened. Nothing left to say. He just watches him go through. Could just tell RB, yeah, he's going up ropes.
Sliggy would usually roast a bad question most of the time. He ignores them. But Sliggy's stream is live and he has way more viewers than me, so he can't even keep up with some of the stream, right? So he'll just pick out stuff that he finds interesting. Whereas in my stream, let's be real, like we have like 500 viewers. It's good, but it's like I can sit here and actually engage with the chat in a much more like back and forth kind of way. And like I'm not watching live, so I can kind of take my time, you know? And this game's pretty shit, so it's not like I'm gonna actually lock in fully.
The tripwires are still there, and so too is Ivy. Finds the first, gets the second. X-Ross in between. There's another flawless.
I don't know if I'm lucky or not, but I feel Sliggy responds to my chats quite often. Aren't you the fucking bride of the ball or whatever the fuck they say? You feel like Cinderella right now, don't you? The belle of the ball, that's it, yeah.
Are certainly at championship level, and there's a reason, folks, they haven't dropped a single series
Such a
this
pick
year.
me.
Well, they are running this royal road.
Do you think Fatigue for Pepper has played a role in the finals? Yes.
To claim a championship. They are so well on their way right now. Paper X doing a little bit of mid-exploring, a scuffed by here, a hero rifle for Divide. Jing's ult forsaken on this waylay.
Oh, I've locked back into a round where Paper X are 5 on B side. Oh.
Oh, what a read! What a read! Ivy just drops down, finds an ult theft. Indy's position now noted.
Francis consistently, like, every time I'm kind of watching, Francis is, like, through on them. They're just too good.
And all the while, the spike has never gotten planted. As Divide completely surrounded.
Hello, I'm new to Valo. I play solo queue. I tried to learn watching pro VODs, but to be honest, I don't know how to analyze things. I play Duelist. Don't watch pro VODs yet. You play a lot of deathmatch and you play a lot of solo queue, and then you start watching pros play ranked. You shouldn't be on my stream. You shouldn't be on my stream. I'm not. You shouldn't even, like, I am not useful. I'm not a useful person in general, but I'm certainly not useful at helping you. You need to just play the game and then watch some pro players play ranked.
They're so aware. Ivy here, just ready for that TP spot.
Pings it as soon as he goes for it.
Yep. Then they have all that.
What kind of streamer tells his viewers to not watch him? Someone who is answering, like, let's be real. If someone came in here and was like, if someone came on my chat and was like, I want to get better at League of Legends, what do you suggest? I love watching your streams, by the way. It's really helpful in my quest to get better at League of Legends. I'm gonna probably say it's not the best stream to watch because, frankly, I know absolutely nothing about League of Legends. That's basically what I've just done. It's not exactly like I'm hardly pushing away my audience, is it?
They've got a player watching for something as he swings to go back towards the jump. It's just
I am pretty good at Arena, to be
so
fair.
good. The way that this team has been prepared.
I have watched Fnatic's League of Legends team play enough to know that I might actually be a decent coach, to be fair, so...
The crunch attempt from Nongshim ends up being a misread. PRX, a window to get this spike planted. Pop flash going to be sent down, Ivy going to be taken down, and now suddenly PRX looking decisive in this round. Xtross unable to find a follow-up, and that leaves just Dambi. A 1v from down, we can hope.
They just trying to sell a little bit of a fake towards B.
You could lap around as an Overwatch coach. I think that the irony here is that, like, I do think that, like, I think I could coach a different game, but like I wouldn't be great at it. But a lot of teams in video games aren't struggling because of strategy. So like that would be my excuse. Counter-Strike, I think I maybe could coach. I'd have to, reasonably I would need 6 months to a year to, like, if I want to be actually any good though. But isn't this like the classic? Doesn't this happen to tournaments with teams planting here and then just not winning? Isn't this happened like twice this tournament or something? Would giving Jet her instant dash back but keeping the rest of her nerf kit be better than Waylay or Neon? Yes. I think so. Having a true, like, escape agent in this meta would be disgusting. Do you have any ideas how teams look for a performance coach team site? Would love to dip my toe in someday. But like, what is your background? You can't just become a performance coach. It's just marketing yourself to some degree.
No answers for this team right now. Hard to imagine that PRX has anything left in the tank.
We'll have to start from the pistol. We'll see if they can find it or if Nongshim continue to be excellent when we come back after halftime.
If you're the coach of Nongshim, would you change anything? Change it? What do you mean? Right now, PRX will never beat PRX. So you mean PRX would never beat Nongshim? Look at the aim of Envy. Xtross easily out-aims everyone. Like, the problem is like, even if these were rage baits, like, they're not, but like, the way you guys see how matches happen, it's almost like you've never watched sports before. It's like, you must be true, like, what? It makes me think that, like, you know, I used to get pressured a lot as a coach to try and win stuff, but if I realized that everyone who was like putting any pressure on me was just that kind of level of stupid, probably wouldn't have bothered me as much.
I mean, it just goes incredible. Don't run the initial things. Xtross today.
I think what happens is that, like, people have this very, like, it's almost like, you know how children don't have object permanence? We learn object permanence at a certain age, right? It's between 6 and 12 months. We learn object permanence 6 to 12 months. I think it must be like, there's this idea of just like learning that learning about variance happens at about 20 years old, maybe, or maybe like 21. And then everyone under that doesn't understand that variance exists. Yeah, pretty much what Hulk says. It's like, some days your day. Like, sometimes it's your day. Like, sometimes it's your tournament. Like, Nongshim, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that Nongshim won't do extremely well for the rest of the year. But, like, sometimes it's your tournament, too. Like,
Electric.
what's variance? It's just, you know, the difference between you at your A game and you at your not A game. You at your C game. Like, there's, you know, you could play the same match over and over again and have very different results, you know?
Every time he sees Paper X players, there it's dead, and he's going for more, and he's getting multiples. Early grab of the orb there for Francis. Ivy gonna be the one to try to counter his Forsaken Lurk.
Milestones in children. I think it's because I once listened to... I once did, like... I once like watched like 20 lectures on psychology for like university lectures, and part of it was about the development of children's brains or something. So I think that's where there was loads of interesting shit in that actually, but I can't remember any of it. It's not 2-time ini. We ain't getting 2 times initiators because Euro's nerfed. We ain't getting 2 initiators because Euro's nerfed. If we are, I don't think that's correct.
Base now doubled up. Forsaken will be able to find another. 3v5, Nongshim bringing the spike across, ready to get the plant, but Paper X are in pole position. The flood retake.
The one super popular performance guy that runs around the scene doesn't even have his masters at the time, which seems odd to me. You can be a performance coach and not have... You could be the best performance coach in the world and not have an education. It's not... That's... Performance coaches, to me, it's such a... Much like coaching is quite a new field in esports, performance coaching is even newer. And all I'm looking for a performance coach is someone who makes my team better. So I don't give a shit if you actually, like, don't have... like formal education. I think it would be more ideal if you're actually highly qualified in like the subject and like you're kind of talking in facts and not fiction. But if you're a guy who's literally just like for some whatever reason like just the most sociable person in the world that's getting the players to play better, like, and has good vibes, yeah, like it's the most vibes role you could possibly have right now because there's such a limited pool of those people. They're like, it just depends what your team needs. If your team needs a very highly qualified, psychological driven person who also knows tons about nutrition and stuff, then probably having someone who has, you know, a master's degree might be the thing. But I've also interviewed like master's degree performance coaches who are also stuttering their way through interviews, and I'm like, good luck. Like, there's some players on my team that really need someone who's gonna like, you know, talk to them very directly at times, very bluntly. And if you're not able to actually like, you know, if you're nervous in the interview with me, then you probably ain't surviving some of my players.
To catch that extra player, the early lurk, well timed. Still some signs of life. The heartbeat is there.
What's your thoughts on Deadlock? I don't really have. I played it for a bit. It was quite fun.
Wants to
the concept of someone being nervous in an interview with me. Don't pretend before you met me you wouldn't have been nervous though. Don't pretend that for 1 second. I bet at one point you're like, oh, that's really cool. I get to work with Mini. I bet that actually escaped your mouth at one point. You're like, or at least thought it. You're like, oh, Mini gets to work with Mini? That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
So waiting for this push. Ivy would love to have him swing into him. Barrel stuff with that
Your
bandit.
sister's studying performance psychology. Maybe this is her destiny. I wouldn't advise it for your sister, to be real with you. Your sister, if she ends up studying performance psychology, there probably are other avenues that might be
Be giving him that
better, but
opportunity, and he has.
esports ain't exactly
Ivy has
the
kill.
worst thing in the
Now,
world. But
the Spectre in hand.
if you're a very, very highly qualified person,
Francis still hovering around A
the
main.
one of the questions right now is why would you go into esports
Played it too patiently,
as
and Exros
someone who knows a lot about psychology or
leads over
something?
the classic.
I think that's a genuine question.
The player advantage.
If it's for the love of the game, then sure. But like, that's the other problem. Is like highly qualified people can make a lot of money doing other things. You know what I mean?
Potentially getting caught. Spot on the Jing. Looks over in towards the window. Something also there, but Ivy still fighting. That Spectre put to good use. Francis fighting his way out of a corner.
Yeah, they love the no money and no time off, and then advise people about burnout.
For something to do. They will not give him the chance. They will not give him the opportunity. They will not give him the mercy.
I think the problem with Bang's tweet is that he gets Harbor. Like, he's got Harbor right now. Like, he got a full rebirth Harbor. So I think that's my problem with this tweet. Because people can say Harbor's bad, but it's not.
It's just relentless. There's no stopping them. They have every read right here.
Maybe you should have been on the Manosphere, Doc.
I mean, their
I don't
message
love
is
myself.
incredible.
Actually,
Discipline that they are showing,
I have
checking every twist and turn,
relatively
every corner, every
decent
possibility.
self-esteem.
Again, the understanding of negative map space.
I don't love myself. I think that if I was someone coming into an analyst desk, and I was on an analyst desk with someone who's coached for a long time, and you know, won trophies and stuff, you're gonna be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, it's the reality of the situation. It's unfortunate it's me. Like, it's unfortunate it's me, but like, it's the truth.
On another level, on another planet.
Unfortunately, it's that thing that I keep saying. It's like your strengths, your weaknesses, right? I probably couldn't have helped win those trophies unless I was me, i.e., extremely annoying. So it's like you got to take one or the other. You either have the guy on the desk that actually has some trophies, or you have someone less annoying.
Either way, Downby finding Envy, something gone to buy. Eliminated. Jing, the last one standing, saturated, dead.
Yeah.
Good with on PRX, looking for
But the thing about this meta too is that you can watch the game and you don't watch the game. Like, you're just
now something pulled, or excuse me, Forsaken pulled.
like, there's a difference between like, you know, like there's a difference between like active listening and just passive listening, like just hearing something versus like listening. That's what I feel like watching these VODs. It's like I'm just kind of looking. I'm just looking. I'm looking at a game of Valorant right now. There's no watching. It's just there's flashing colors and there's duelist dashing. Is this what watching TikTok feels like?
This is just Jing, now Forsaken, blinded up, hunted down, and killed. 13
Do they actually do the trophy lift here? No, they actually cut the VOD into like. They actually cut the VOD like all the time. They cut all of the desk. How do I watch back the desk? Can I do that? Do I have to go through Twitch to do that? There's probably a live tab. Ah. True. Oh wait, what? The live tab's like fucking the mobile stream. Oh, there's this one. Okay. I'm just saying how they did Dusk for the grand finals. Just 3% at the end. Okay. Leo says he's born in Brazil. Why is that a thing? Why is that something that I... But, like, why is that... Patch notes? What? Patch notes? Real news, not fake news, by the way. What am I doing? What do you think the Fnatic signing thing means? Is it just an extension of someone's contract? Or is it just a sub? There's no way Leo's back. That's not happening. Someone said patch notes. Are there actual patch notes? I can't be asked. I'm going. I got some work to do today. Oh, actually, someone's linked to it. Okay, let's have a look. Hi, friends. Kenny here. We got a bunch of pretty sweet updates to share today. The start of Act 2. Don't care. Don't care. Cool. You're always crowding out the viability of fascinators and sometimes even sentinels. This is written like someone who is watched the meta a year ago. I don't understand. What does that mean? What does that mean? They nerf Sentis and are saying that Yoru's making Sentis. What? They're still going to be double duelist. They don't mean they're playing Yoru like a Senti. They're basically saying they don't need a Senti because you just put a Yoru in your team because it's better. Weak anchor and Yoru's by Senti blocking power? Really? They think it means like that? It's like hard holding sight in ranked or something, maybe? Chamber? Maybe. Let's ignore it, because it's a weird way. I agree with this. I agree with this, but like, I don't like. It's the thing that Anders said yesterday. It's like they nerf all the flash initiators, and then they're like, "Oh wait, shit. Wait, what? You're telling me Yoru's better than flash initiators, even after we nerfed all the flash initiators and Yoru was really strong? This ain't gonna be enough to change this. This has been a problem for ages. The flash initiators aren't making a comeback. Sky will get some play though. It's not gonna change the way you think about Valorant, if that makes sense. Like, you just replace Yoru with something else. Okay, the Euro nerf is like, it's still viable, I think, but it's like it's just much more difficult. You basically don't play the agent to be a cross map rotation tool anymore, I don't think. You do one of two things. If you're doing cross map rotation tool, you're basically setting up a very distinct early round presence on the map, i.e., you're very aggressively taking space, and then you're fast TPing away. That's option one, is that you can still go for like cross map TP play, but you have to do it very quickly. You have to set someone up. The babysitting style is like heavy nerfed. You can't sit and wait for a little bit and then babysit up. You have to do it immediately. The second thing is that it could also become like it just plays like a jet or a chamber. You can you walk down into this space. If you're worried and you hear noise, you start putting the TP behind you somewhere. If you're safe down here and your TP expires and then you get a shot, you can like hide in the corner or something and then just put your TP behind you or something. I don't know. Like you basically just play a bit more like chamber jet kind of style. I think the agent's now too weak to like play consistently, but it's like it's still fine. Will Mix get played in pro play? Probably a little bit, but it won't be very good, in my opinion. Where did this go? Where did my fucking screen go? Oh, Breach, new voice lanes. Nice. I've already tweeted about this, right? The Clove thing. I got the most amount of insane responses about Clove I've ever seen. Like, you click here. Why are they nerfing her so much? 150 likes. The most liked comment here, one of the most liked comments. The most liked comment, 2k likes, is saying that Agent Clove isn't that good. They made it worse. Highest win rate agent in ranked of all time, by the way. And then the responses from some of these people is win rate doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, what fucking matters then? Like, what does matter? If win rate doesn't matter for balancing ranked, what metric are you fucking using? So yeah. So my this is absolutely necessary. He's probably rage baiting. Good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That is an acceptable double rage bait right there. That's good. I like that. You almost got me. You almost got me. If you're being serious, I'm a fucking annoyed. If you're not, and that was a joke, that's good. I like it. Keep that up. No, I know. Like, what are you talking about? The 2.6k likes on this? Bunch of fucking idiots. Like, if I agree with that, the nerf probably doesn't actually change its pick rate that much because people are still going to play Clove. But you shouldn't be able to pick an agent and get an automatic 6% win rate increase for picking the agent. You should be punished for picking an agent that isn't like, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be like, I'm picking the most fun agent that's brain dead. I get to win the game 6% more of the time. That's not how it should work. Everything else, like, it's all stuff that I don't, usually comment on. One day when I become like an actual streamer and am begging for subs, I will start reading all the rest of the stuff. But for me right now, I'm not gonna read the rest of the stuff. It's stuff that doesn't. Okay, well, map changes are my thing. There's no wall pen here. That's kind of cool. This is the most interesting change on the map by far. You can now scale up into like your Viper wall here that goes across here. You can now easily scale up and lurk into a good position that isn't just sitting here. It's a huge change. This is huge. It makes it makes the A main fight far more attack sided, I think. Far more attack sided. In terms of like the A main control. And then also this Odin spam stuff makes it more attack sided too. It is funny that their choice is to just make these funny like girder things. This is more interesting than you know. I don't know what the new mode is. What was the new mode? Interesting look at. The game modes to me, in the politest way possible, feel a little bit rushed and not particularly like. I think the problem with Valorant is because it has abilities, it's actually a detraction from some of these mini game modes. I don't think that the new skirmish game mode was done well enough. I think if you made that into an aim underscore map and made it into a 6v6 like Counter-Strike and it was instant respawn and it was first to 100, people would be playing the shit out of that mode compared to TDM, even TDM. And then you could have the 1v1 style of it, you could have the 2v2 style of it. Just make it, and it stop, like, the map design shouldn't be sit in a spawn, walk out, and then you can't see over fucking boxes. It needs to literally just be like this. You should be spawning in. You should be able to see over the boxes. You shouldn't be able to like hide the entire time, and it should be instant spawn. If you hide behind a box, you get spammed. What was the best one? What was the best aim map in CS? Aim maps. Aim redline. Just get aim redline in. Just do aim redline. Put it in. Don't have a bunch of terrain in the middle that you can hide in and camp. Just have it. You just peek and you die. Yeah, so TLDR is that I will be doing, like, once I start building out a little bit, because, like, the stream's been, like, more popular this year, and it's been fun, but, like, once I get to the point where, like, I'm more comfortable streaming and stuff and starting to make more content or whatever, I do think I'll look at ranked stuff a bit more, because if the average response to the Clove changes were that it was stupid and Clove's not broken, then I think that someone with actually a brain needs to come in and tell these people that, like, the devs do actually know kind of what they're doing, and you aren't that smart, by the way. Deathmatch is dog shit too. Yeah, deathmatch isn't very good. I don't know why they've not changed deathmatch yet, to be honest with you. You think the Clove changes won't be enough? I agree. But this is my counterpoint. My counterpoint would be that lots of people like to play Clove and enjoy playing Clove. So instead of making Clove a terrible agent, they're just minimizing its win percentage a little bit. You can still play Clove, it's just you shouldn't be rewarded so much for playing it. Which I think is a fine way to balance it. If they're actually looking at Smoke's diversity in ranked, then they need to do more. And one of the things that they've done is add a new Smokes agent in that is probably quite fun to play. They don't know if the hero or the Southwest, which why it's going to ranked. I would argue that the Smokes after death are actually very useful. The Smokes after death win so many 1v1s, and it's probably tangible in stats. One of the things about devs is that they have access to stats you don't. There's a lot of stats they have that you don't, and that if they actually explain stuff out a bit deeper, I think that there would be very reasonable takes as to why they did that change. I would imagine they found that the stats for winning like retakes and post plants with the smoke being alive was probably egregious. I'm giving them some benefit of the doubt here, but I'd imagine it was egregious. Is this game becoming woke? The old agent designs and new agents, just from their design point of view, it's degrading. What's degrading? It's not like the new agent flops its cock out and starts pissing on your face, is it? What do you mean by degrading? The amount of people saying "I wish he did" is yeah, that's concerning. You don't want to go there. Some freaks about. If you like getting, that's like, it's it's not. I don't mind the smokes look, to be honest. If you run Sky over Fade or Sova on some maps, you're fucked though. Imagine playing Sky on Breeze over Sova. Or Sky on Pearl instead of like Fade or Sova. I don't think Sky is that strong. To the point where you play it every map or anything. Do you think if Leo still plays, he'd be the best player? No. No. But he would be one of the best players in the world after playing for a bit. The argument with Leo was like, some people thought that he'd be like cooked, and it's like funny because it's like there are plenty of players who have remained top level who I'd argue were never anywhere close to Leo's level in the first place. Right, anyway, I'm gonna go. Who do we want to raid? Cadril. I'm not raiding Cadril. I'm not giving the rich more riches. I do like that guy though. I haven't met him once. He was very nice. Petra. I like to mix it up. I've done Petra before, but it might just be Petra. I don't see anyone else streaming that I actually know. Yep, okay, you go into Petra. I'll see you guys in a bit. Maybe stream tomorrow. I'll finish off the tournament VOD reviews at some point. Catch you in a bit, guys.